You're all set.
All right, good evening, everyone. This is the regular meeting of the Rutland Town Select Board. Today is Tuesday, October 7th, 2025. We have Joe DiNardo, Mary Ashcroft, Matt Getty, and Sharon Russell. And we'll see if Kurt Hathaway comes by. So please all rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alrighty, we have in our packet the select board minutes of our September 23rd regular meeting. And we were all here.
Second.
It's been made to approve by Joe, seconded by Matt. Any additions, deletions, corrections? If not, all in favor of approving the minutes as printed, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Motion carries 4-0. Okay. Approval of orders. They have, I think we've all seen them. They're over on Kurt's desk now. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Motion's been made to approve the orders. Second?
Making that too, Sharon was just smiling at me.
Any discussion? I do want to ask Kari about the credit memo, which is on the Dewey Field doors. I think it should be debit, but maybe, when she's on, I can ask her about that. Remind me if I forget, please. Okay. Did you sign? No.
We have to vote.
Are there any board member announcements?
We have to vote on the orders.
Oh, thank you. All in favor of approving the orders, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 4-0, 1 abstention. I was in my defense, I was helping 8th graders at Rutland Town School mulch their garden this afternoon. They didn't show up until the last 20 minutes. So I'm kind of tired. Anyway, update from the select board chair, just briefly, and I'm just gonna scoop you. The permit, the Act 250 permit amendment for the demolition and reclamation up at the old Diamond Run Mall has been approved. That came through this morning, and I sent copies out to select board members. There, I scooped you.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. And are there any questions from the floor or public comments? We do have, we're then going to move into our meeting with Joe Anthony of the Diamond Run Mall property, BAI, and David Grake is also here as attorney. So let's move into that. And I'm sorry, David.
Do you want to do that first? I don't care.
I'd prefer, yeah.
Yeah, I'll follow. Yeah.
Okay.
More people have interest in him than me.
I don't know. It depends upon what you're going to tell us, but
Well,
that's
yeah.
okay. Thanks for letting us go first. So, David, if you can come up, and then we won't see the back of your head on the screen.
I appreciate it.
And welcome, Joe.
Hello, good evening.
And congratulations on getting your permit amendment for the demolition.
Exciting day. Thank you. Thank you for your support, and certainly we're pleased.
Good. Okay. We asked you to come in because, and maybe getting the permit obviously should help, but our concern was ongoing policing at the site. So why don't you address our concern and update perhaps?
All right.
Okay.
So with Joe on board as well, just briefly, the first thing we're going to be doing now that we have the permit is securing the place for the demolition. And I think that's going to be a hugely significant improvement. the BAI Rutland LLC continues to maintain services to secure the property and observe and ensure within the limits of people without badges and guns doing what they can do. I will tell you that it is a problematic situation that you well know in terms of the course of the permitting that we've been going through. We've become keenly aware what you're well aware of. We're keenly aware of needing to plan and maintain safety when we send experts up there to do work. And it's an ongoing battle. It really is. There's a limit to what any private property owner can do, including my client, when you have a homeless encampment just off the property. And there is a serious issue with that is above and beyond what any individual property owner can do. I think what is important to realize is that the future looks bright. I'm hopeful and confident that we're going to be making our Act 250 permit application for the Supercenter Walmart, that it's going to get approved, it's going to get built, and it's going to bring a different level of activity, and it's going to bring a benefit to the town of Rutland. And I think to that extent, the town and the burdens which it shoulders as the host community of a major commercial property certainly will be benefited by the economic and tax revenue which the facility is projected to generate. So certainly it continues to be an issue of concern to us. The demolition permit is terrific. We're appreciative of everything this board did to help us, as well as others in the state government, and the Regional Planning Commission. And it's, to put it bluntly and succinctly, it's really hard to get an Act 250 permit. The people who wrote that law, and I was fortunate enough to meet Art Gibb and the late Senator Jeffords and John Hanson, Attorney John Hanson, when I first came to Vermont, and as a very young attorney in my first few years of practice, I was really lucky to meet them. They wrote a very comprehensive, sweeping law, and it's hard. It really is. It's hard. It's hard to get an Act 250 permit for a complex project. But I'm very hopeful that it's all going to move forward. We've employed a slew of experts to satisfy the requirements of the law. We're going to start meeting, I hope, with some of your department heads, fire, police, and to provide them with information and pieces of the application for the Walmart, so that eventually when we come to you with the municipal impact questionnaire, we've given the department heads an opportunity to review matters of particular concern. So for example, we'd like to meet, of course, with the fire chief and the fire department and share with the chief and the department what we're going to be doing when the Walmart is built. So that's just a preview of what's to come. And I guess with that, I'll allow Joe to provide anything further that I haven't.
Well,
Sure.
I think our concern was right now,
Yeah.
and we do have our fire chief and our police chief both here. And if they have I didn't mean to cut you off, Joe, we'll get to you. And if they have specific concerns that you should be aware of right now.
Oh, and
I'd
we'll
like to
always
make
take
sure,
your
yeah.
calls and your emails.
Yeah.
So don't
Yeah, you do.
hesitate.
You do. Anything in particular? I know one question that came up was closing off one of the entrances. Is that going to occur?
Closing off which
The south one.
There's several others out.
Pardon?
We've smashed a hole in the backside of it. I think the best thing to do this might just tear the place down.
Well, I think we're headed in that direction now. Yeah.
you mean they smashed, people physically tore down, or they created an access into the building?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Joe has some.
So that will be repaired this evening. It's probably the
You froze.
100th repair we've made for people trying to access the building, but sorry, can you hear me? I'm having internet problems all day. Let me just I'm gonna stop my video just because I think that might be slowing me down. We have an outage here in my little town. Luckily it just went back on, but we will repair the whole. I'm sure we probably repaired 100 of them by now, but we will repair that hole immediately. To answer that question, the Diamond Run Plaza, I guess it's the south entrance. The main entrance will stay open, and then the fencing goes around pretty much the whole project. So people won't be able to get to the building. It will be locked. There'll be a ton of no trespassing signs, cameras, security, obviously Belden's. There's going to be a lot of equipment, a lot of tools, a lot of things that could disappear. So I'm sure we'll have added security. But I will have hopefully a schedule for the fencing and the other stuff to prep for the demo, probably by the middle to late next week. Everyone's excited to get started. Unfortunately, my learned counsel there gave me a date for when I'm going to have a demo permit in my hand. So Belden did not want to schedule it until he knew it was, a valid permit. So the fencing is going to go up quickly, and that should fencing with no trespassing signs. I also talked to your chief back in a couple weeks ago when this first came up. So he's helped us tremendously. He's worked a little bit with censor. I've signed some I call them defiant trespassing, but trespassing notices that he can hand out, and now if they come back then he can arrest them, right? We'll add a bunch of new security features obviously now that we're prepping for demo. So that's kind of our plan, and again, I want to get the fence up as quickly as Belden can schedule it, order it, and put it up, because I do think that will help tremendously deal with the transients who have no business, no reason to be there, and are just literally trespassing. So that's the plan, at least short-term plan.
All right, thanks, Joe. We have our fire chief here too. Chris, concerns?
The last probably 2 weeks, we've been up there 8 or 10 times for smoke conditions. There are some campsites in the woods. It's probably more concerned with those people than I am. There hasn't been any fires that we've seen. We did go put out a small fire in the parking lot last Friday, like bed sheets and garbage. There probably were 20 cars in the parking lot watching us. I don't know who set the fire, but while we were driving through, I know the power's been off in that building for years, but I don't know if they got a generator inside there, but there's definitely lights on inside the building. There are people in there. And then last week, sensor security called and said there was smoke in the building, but I've already told my department we're not going inside there to look, since it's getting ripped down, it's vacant, so we're not gonna get anybody hurt. But just so you know, and I do have one question. We do our hose testing in your parking lot every year, and it's scheduled for next Thursday and Friday. Do you think your fencing will be up by then, or do you think we could still use in front of Kmart
Joe?
from like 8 to 4?
More than welcome. And even if Belden can pull off a miracle and get it up by Thursday or Friday, I'll tell them to push it so you guys can do your exercises.
Okay, perfect. Thank
Okay,
you.
good, thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Okay, good. Chief Dumas, anything to add?
No, at nighttime is an issue because it's a paved portion of road, so we have a local group of people with cars that like to drive, like, see how fast they go, set their own little obstacle courses. I know there's been a few accidents that we haven't been told about. They kind of handle it themselves at this point in time. No one's been hurt too badly that I know
Hmm.
of. The quicker they get the fence up and tear it down, it's going to eliminate a lot of problems. The homeless situation is kind of like herding cats.
Yep.
One spot, they go to another spot.
Select
Yeah,
board,
and I do thank you, Chief, assisting with, I know you helped with.
Welcome.
okay, Matt,
So last time we talked about this and it sort of spurred this invite, there was an issue with some people that apparently were ripping down light poles and selling metal. And in order to prosecute those individuals, we needed somebody from ownership to sign an affidavit saying those people didn't have some permission to be there and tear down the light poles. Perhaps this fencing is going to solve that kind of problem to some degree, or perhaps having good cameras will give some traction to these no trespass orders. But I'm kind of a little bit skeptical about that being very effective. I would just ask if that sort of thing happens again, and maybe this becomes more Belden's problem than your problem in the future when work really gets started. But if people are up there stealing stuff, we need help from the victims in order to pursue those issues. And we would like to pursue those issues, I think, to the extent that the state's attorneys can have any success. You know, it's the whole
So
criminal
you
justice
should
issue is a problem.
Like,
But
you should use me as the conduit because I'm right here. I'm in charge of anything legal. I'm local counsel, and Joe is busy with other projects, but this is my project. This is my responsibility. So please, anyone in this room, if you have a problem, don't even send me an email, call, do it the old fashioned way. Just call me. I'll answer. If it says Rutland, I'll pick up the phone. You want to send an email afterwards? Great. But it's my responsibility. It's my project. It's my problem. Okay.
And I was unaware of the request for an affidavit. The one request or I did sign a whole bunch of documents that that your police department had asked. But again, I didn't know about about the want for me to sign an affidavit. But of course, I want people who are stealing and committing crimes on our private property to be prosecuted. If nothing else, they'll tell their friends, and hopefully, the people will know you can't do that, right?
well, that's the hope. We like word to
Yeah.
spread, and we know that if we don't do anything, then they spread elsewhere and
Mhm.
cause other problems. So
Yeah.
thank you.
okay, Sharon, anything?
And once construction starts, once construction starts too, you won't be able to get inside the gates unless if you're checked in. There'll be a lot, for lots of reasons that were already mentioned. Belden's going to have millions of dollars of equipment there. Major demo, right? So I'm very confident that these issues are going to be tended to once we put the fence up and start construction.
So is Belden providing their own security company to be there when in the evenings at night? I mean, you don't have to tell me a whole lot, but I just need some reassurances that Rutland Town Police Department isn't going to be expected to be up there policing.
Yeah, what I think we'll do, and we're working on it now, kind of similar to what we did back in June when Craig from MSK came in and kind of just gave you the roadmap. We'll give you more details, but yes, there'll be added security and cameras.
Okay,
And whether it's Sensor, who works for us and Belden, or Belden also adds some additional, but yes, there'll be some additional safeguards and security when we commence construction.
okay, good. Thank you. We'd appreciate, more detail, but not in public.
Understood.
Joe?
No, I think this great that this is finally going forward. I have a few concerns, but I think Belden's a good company doing it. One of the biggest things that I keep thinking about is, well, they're demolishing that building. They're probably going to have to do searches of that building every day before they start to make sure there aren't people in that building when they're tearing walls down. There's so many nooks and crannies in there, and these people are not going to want to leave. So there is a potential for personal injury for some of the people there. So I think you guys in Belden will be aware of this, but, and I just hope, and I always say this, that the fence doesn't become a challenge. But that's how I see I understand the need, and I think it's a great idea, but I do believe the fence will become a challenge. And it seems to be a game. You guys make steps to make it better, to secure it. And these individuals, and this isn't just the homeless population. I think there's a element of people that just have nothing better to do with their time than to go up there, like Ed says, and they're racing around. Don't be surprised if they don't drive through the fence and they don't tear it down and they don't do all kinds of damage, because it's just, I don't know, they're either bored with life or what it is. But I think there's just this element that they just want to go cause hate and discontent, and this is a nice place to do it. So I wish you guys all the best of luck up there.
Okay. All right. Anything
right.
else you'd like us to know
Just,
about, or?
You will be hearing from me. We're finalizing a couple of basic expert reports. So we want to come up, do meeting with police, fire, and in particular fire. I'm assuming that given the demands on the fire department, it might be advantageous, based upon what I learned from you, to also include or have secondary meetings with City of Rutland Fire as well as the Rutland County Mutual Aid. I can foresee a question from the District Commission: what happens if there's major catastrophe both at the mall and like Home Depot at the same time? How would that be addressed? And so that's what we want to get in front of and be addressing with you now, so that when we get into the hearing room for the permit for the Walmart, and that question will invariably come up, the commission will ask it. It's my goal to deal with as many issues as possible prospectively.
Okay.
So that's just an example of like what I want to get in front of in this series of meetings that I want to start holding pretty soon. We're just finishing up a number of reports. Okay. Great.
Okay. Any other questions from our chiefs or select board members? All right. Thank you very much, Joe and David. Appreciate
you.
you coming in, and we'll be in touch.
See you soon.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks.
Have a good evening.
Two. David, the other David. Yeah,
David's night.
this is David, the attorney night. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, kind of a dog story. Went into the park this time of night, my mind doesn't connect with my mouth. But
You
with
should have
Northwood
been
Park-
mulching with the 8th graders. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Went into Northwood Park and I found that there was a new sign there, which I found kind of offensive.
Okay.
It was start with a red border on the front, attention dog walkers.
Okay.
And then it went on mandating that all dogs be on leash. And that's in the ordinance, but as I read the ordinance here, one of the things that I found as I reviewed it, it said the dogs that are not, talking about dogs at large, dogs that are not at large, and is on a leash, da, 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 da. And there was a provision there, a dog which is clearly under the verbal control of its owner or keeper. That's not a dog at running, but that was deleted in 2015. In 2014, this issue was presented to the Killington Select Board, requesting the Killington ordinance allowed for verbal command, dog in control command, et cetera, et cetera. It permitted that. There was a request that be deleted and require leashes. All dogs be on leashes. Our select board shut that down. Patty McGrath, which I wish she was alive because she could speak for the rest of the night on it. And basically they said it didn't fit our way of doing things. It wasn't needed. We had enough parts in the statute where that covered the situation. And they shut it down. So we're not going to consider about it. And then I went to some of the other towns, and all the other towns around here, starting with Chittenden, Mendon, Pittsford, even for some reason came across Wallingford. They all specify that dogs that are under control of the owners basically are not at large, running at large, and they can be loose. We are in the minority. And even this past Saturday, I was over at the Queechee. And I was driving out, and there was a big field with a bunch of dogs running around. So I looked at it and drove over, and the sign there said, "Please manage your pet responsibly. Dogs must be leashed or under the owner's control at all times." We're the only one around here that doesn't allow that. And
Can I say something to you?
well, yeah.
I was walking up at Northwood.
Mm-hmm.
There was a gentleman that had his dog.
Mm-hmm.
His dog came running over, knocked me over.
I can understand that goes under the owner having the dog under control, and that's between you and the dog owner.
No, it's not. It's between me and the town of Rutland, because if they allow dogs to run loose, I'm 78 years old.
I'm
I don't
80
need a
years
great
old.
big dog
Yeah.
knocking me over. And and if it was a little kid, how fair is that? I think if people want to walk their dog at Northwood, leash the dog.
Well, dogs have to run to be healthy. If you don't allow them to run, they die young, and they like to go in the water. And I'll be damned if my dog wants to go in the water and I have him on a leash, I'm going in the water with him. That's not going to happen. So there's a balance, but then all the other towns allow it. And again, it's an issue with the dog owner.
That's a good question. You said in Queechee, I think you said the dogs were running all over this field.
They're running around they were under control. They were playing.
I
And
think they were under control.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
They
I
were in
could
the
see people-
vicinities of the owners.
Everyone will, well, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been out in Northwood and had dogs run up, and I'm sure the owners all think that they're under control, but once they've run up to you or they've run up to another dog, now you've got an issue.
Anywhere where I'm at, I don't care where I'm at. And I was at at a fair last week, a fair, A lot of people around. And if there are a lot of people around, if there are vehicles around, a responsible owner is going to have their dog on a leash.
I've had, I've been up at Northwood with my dog. She's a rescue. Both of my dogs have been. And I don't know enough about her still. I do know she reacts very badly and very strongly with any dog,
It's another dog, yeah.
another dog. And if, you know, the other dog senses that, she's always on a leash with me, even around the farm. She's on a leash with me because I still don't know her that well. We're talking about the comfort of and safety of all users of Northwood, not just the dog owners. So
So
I-
where can the dog owners let their dogs run?
well,
They
there's
can't
a-
do it in the town of Rutland.
On your own property. That West Rutland has a
they do.
dog park. I know that. I come by it often
Yeah.
and I give my daughter rides to Castleton. Mike's our rec director. Mike, do you want to say something?
No, we've had conversations in the past. You know, there was a one point, and the signs that you've seen have been up for many. There've been no new signage for dogs in at least 4 years, because I put them all on.
These were the green ones. These were new in the last week or two.
No, there's no new signage in the park
I
for
bet-
dogs.
I beg to
Hmm.
bear with it, because the old signs, which were green, white with green lettering, are gone. These are new signs that are there. Somebody's not getting the message there.
All I can say respectfully is I'm there every day and I'm the one to put up the signs, and those signs have been up there for 4+ years. Because we had issues with people that were not respectful and let their dogs just run rampant,
No,
go to the bathroom all over.
no, I understand that. That's the
I-
problem with
Let me get-
adults.
let me get to the point. And so we as a town and as a board almost eliminated dogs from the park in general because people were being so disrespectful. And we've worked pretty hard to, and I do when I see people, to tell them, remind them to put them on leash. Even if they're under their owner's control, our ordinance says that they need to be on a leash within our park. I don't find that a big deal. I have a lab. My lab likes to run. We have a 20-foot lead. So when we take him to the pond, he's got a 20-foot lead in the pond. If we want him to run, we take him to the dog park and up in by the hospital. We take him over to West Rutland. There are places. If you're gonna drive to Northwood, you can drive just as easily to other places if you want your dog to run. So I like what we have at our park, and I've worked pretty hard to keep it so that people understand they need to put their dog on a leash, because even though they're under owner control, they are an animal.
We've had cases with dogs on leash. It didn't work. It attacked people. It attacked other dogs.
We're gonna find out
Seen
all
that.
over the place.
It doesn't make much
Nature
difference.
of owning an animal. And I think that we try to do our best at the park with what we have for signage and what we,
I mean, you do a good job with the
we
park.
want.
I gotta admit that. But when you get out in the woods, having a 20-foot lead in the woods is dangerous for the dog. That
Well-
dog can get tangled and strangled.
what I'm saying is when we know we're going to the dam.
Yeah.
Then we switch our lead. And we switch from our walking lead to our swimming lead, which is a 20-foot lead. And then we switch back when we go back on the trail. We don't let him go on a 20-foot lead because yes, that's absolutely no. Or I wind it up around my hand and carry it like a small lead, which then I'm okay. So I understand what you're saying. And the sign thing, like I said, respectfully, those are old signs I ripped down 4 or 5 years ago and had brand new signs put up, and maybe they're just really still shiny. But I look at them every day. There's one at the entrance and there's one on multiple entrance to the ball fields where you can't walk. There is on a new sign that we put in the front, it says dogs must be on a leash, as well as a pick up after your dog and put them on a leash as you drive in. That's been up there for, like I said, 4 or 5 years. So
Okay, so
the old
maybe-
ones have been gone for. a
Maybe
while.
I missed it, but in the last couple of years, I think these were new. That doesn't matter. It's the point that looking to allow the dogs to exercise. And generally, every other town doesn't seem to have a problem with it, including Queechee. I don't understand. I mean, just there's something missing.
Or maybe we've had some experiences.
We had experiences in Killington too, but they were taken care of between the owner and the dog, the property owner and the dog owner and the person offended. The Killington, select persons say, hey, we got enough rules in the regulation to take care of it. We don't need to put the dogs on the leashes.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Well,
I'm a dog owner. So
there are places where the dog should be on the leash. I give it granted. But if you're out in the woods, hey, dog wants to smell and run and play. Go in the water. So
we do have members of our recreation committee here and they've heard what you have to say. If
Right.
they wish to follow up with that at their next meeting, they can do so. So thank you for your
All right.
comments and for your research.
yes.
You got quite a bit done.
Would you like a copy of it? I have all the statutes and whatnot here.
If either Sharon or Matt, because they're our
Yeah,
rec
all right.
committee.
There you go.
Thanks. I apologize for not having dropped a hamburger on the ground during townwide celebration because your dog usually comes over and checks. And he's on a leash when he's there. so.
Yeah, well, I hate to admit it, but there was one day he wasn't on the leash. And he took off for the swimming pool because he wanted to go in the water. He's a water dog.
Uh-huh.
But I caught him. He came back to me. Yeah.
It's usually
yeah.
a hot dog, yeah.
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 Yeah, the problem, my dog's 14 years old. And one of the problems, maybe somebody can give me some insight. Either the dog is losing his sound, his hearing, or he's getting obstinate.
No comment.
I'm not sure which. All right. I thank you for your time.
Thank you, David.
Right.
Appreciate it. Good to see you.
See you tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
I'll see you up there tomorrow.
possibly.
Okay, are there any other questions or comments from the floor? This would be the time. Don't think anyone in the room for public comments, anyone up on the board for public comments. Okay, so let's move along. Dave Sears, Town Road Commissioner. And you're going to tell us about the South End Sewer Project.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
So the last couple of weeks, I kind of got, I don't want to say pushed into, but I had to ramp up one of my projects. So for a while now, I wanted to move our liquid tanks outside of the salt shed out to outside. I need to pour a slab. Fire department wanted a flagpole and they were getting a little antsy. So I stepped things up a couple weeks. So basically that's what we did for the last couple weeks. We poured a slab and got our tanks moved outside. We started taking salt deliveries yesterday.
Good.
Started spraying our material ourselves. When it all sugared off, this was kind of up in the air the last time we were here, but we ended up with Appalachia salt, at $95 a ton.
Nice job.
Yeah.
Compared with
Cargill, which was $88.75 a ton. So $3.75 less.
wait a minute,
Said
run those
95.
numbers again.
Oh, I wrote it wrong. So it's 98.75 for Cargill,
Okay,
and then Appalachia was 95 flat.
okay.
That
very
compares
good.
to last year as
So last year, treated salt was 98.75.
this year.
And this year it's 112.50 from Cargill.
Okay, nice work.
So,
Yeah.
so we're working on that. We're starting to put that stuff inside now. And that's kind of where we are. Now,
Gonna
to the-
allow you to store a little more.
and now I haven't done the math on it yet, but I'm figuring probably a little over 100 ton I can put in that corner where those tanks used to be.
That's good.
So I was getting about 650 in there before. I should be able to get 750 plus in that building. Pack it tight, but that'll take care of that. And now for the moment everybody's been waiting for. I know Matt loves it when I talk sewer, so. So somehow we got ahead of schedule a little bit down there, which is a fine thing. The boring company moved in Wednesday and started setting up, and they got set up, and Wednesday late afternoon, they started boring. By Thursday at noon, they were through. Unfortunately,
Oh, that's the part.
this
you
is a,
were-
this is a minor unfortunate.
Okay.
That was just for suspense. That was kind of like a soap opera thing. They did come in a foot higher than they wanted to at invert on the other side,
Okay,
but it's workable. It's fixable.
all right.
So we're golden.
So we got all the way
So
across.
they're through. Thursday, they broke down. Friday morning by 10 o'clock, they were demobilized and out.
Not broke down as couldn't work.
Broke
anymore.
down as in the
No,
machine
they
was
took
broke.
everything
The
out.
machine that was as big as this room was broken down into pieces that would fit on a trailer
And gone.
and gone.
Okay,
Cause I got down there to AT&T to do some AT&T stuff and I wanted to see the machine, but the hole was empty. It was gone.
so we don't have to do an open cut.
Do not. We
So
are,
this will be way cheaper.
well,
Don't jinx it.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
sorry.
there won't be a second or third attempt.
And
The manhole at, by Taco Bell has been replaced
Uh-huh.
and removed and replaced deeper, to accommodate all of this stuff that's gonna happen. And they're getting ready to set the manhole on the other side to where they drilled two.
Mhm.
So we're moving forward. They're clipping right along pretty good here, so.
Yay.
Yay, big yay, like, yay.
Yeah, really. Okay. Well, good. So,
Very good.
yes, thank you very much.
So this is something we can add to the list of things where close counts.
Close counts, yeah.
how did they do, Dave?
Horseshoes, hand grenades and
North and
sewer
south.
lines.
You know, as far as boring across, you know, in a line, left and right, I guess, whatever.
They,
Pretty
they,
much.
they
that
came in right where they wanted to,
Just
just
go-
just
a foot
a
high,
foot high from where they wanted the invert, but
and that's 160 feet of boring or a little more.
yeah, it was 130 or 160, something like that. Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe it was 160 there and another 130 to the other end.
It's not too bad.
Over halfway.
So what's next?
Next is they're starting to run the pipe through the sleeve now.
Okay.
Then they got to fill it with material so that it can't move around and everything. And then start making all the different connections, dropping in the new manholes they got to put in and start tying it all together, making it one loop.
So the boring machine also pushed the sleeve through? How does
Yes.
that work? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So they push a sleeve in, they auger in, they push the sleeve in, they
Okay.
weld it, push it, weld it, crank it, and
Did you get to see any of it or
I
not?
didn't. It
No,
happened
they weren't in
before I
there.
got there. Cause I didn't think they were gonna start till today.
Yeah.
And by the time
Did
I got
anybody
the
see it?
email,
I don't think only Beldens
They-
and the guys
they-
running the
yeah,
machine saw
they-
what went on down
they
there.
sent the email, Zach, the resident, from Otter Creek sent the email at, I don't know, 4:30 or something Friday afternoon. And by then they were all gone.
Well,
And they didn't run into a lot of water because it's a dry summer.
Right.
They do have a pump running, but it's minimal compared to what it could be.
feels anticlimactic, but boy, what a relief.
Well, I was reading the email Monday morning and it said blah, 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 and they got through. And unfortunately, and when they start a sentence with unfortunately, it's like, man, here we go. But it was all good.
Okay. And so the foot difference won't make a difference?
No, no,
Okay.
they're gonna make the adjustments on the other side, bring everything together. I just have to raise a couple things up. They did go into the Aspen Dental Complex and they took out the light pole that needed to be removed and they saw cut the pavement so they can make that connection. Cause we got to go down there every week and put 300 gallons worth of water into that manhole because of the low flow fixtures and they're the only ones on it now.
Okay.
And there's not enough volume to push it out. So we go down every Monday morning and push it down to Taco Bell. Well, not to Taco Bell.
But that's not a forever thing. That's a
No,
temporary
they're gonna
construction.
go back and relay that and get some more pitch on it.
Okay.
So that can go
They
away.
have to be, that's the manhole that you adjusted last fall.
That's
right?
the one yes,
Do they have to change that one or?
they do.
They do. So they're gonna, I was wondering why there were so many piles of manhole stuff there, but
Yeah.
they have to do that one.
Yeah, and
too.
they're adding a couple. Or 3, I think there's on the other side of the road, I believe there's 3 or 4.
Cause we moved down about 100 feet 75 feet, right? How far did we move from the old manhole that was over?
It's about 100 feet, yeah. And then, and that goes across the lawn at kind of an angle.
Yeah.
To get to that other one, so we pulled everything out and straightened it up and
That'll
we
help
won't have
with
any
the
blind
pitch.
connections, everything will come into a manhole.
Good.
But that was all part of the plan, so that
It
was
was,
all
yeah.
in that design that Robert did for us.
Yep.
Okay, end point. Will, I mean, yes, for your report, but what's the end point now for this project?
They gotta make all the connections now. They gotta put in, like I said, all those 3 or 4 manholes on the other side, pull all the pipes together. Get the pipe across the road so they can use it. And then open cut from where they did the boring across Cop John down to that other manhole.
Okay,
And just kind of pull all of the pieces together now. It's basically just laying pipe.
Now, that'll only be 10 or 12 feet deep.
Right. Much better.
Well, if you, I'm telling you, looking down, it's like looking in the cellar hole.
Yeah.
Half.
yeah.
Yeah, it's down there.
All right, anything
So-
else?
That's all I got. That was,
That's pretty good.
yeah,
So top that next time.
I hope so.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about the thing I gave you.
Oh,
Okay,
yes.
I have.
But wait, there's more.
um,
According to the Rutland Herald,
oh,
Selectboard Chair Mary Ashcroft was not immediately returned. Immediately return on Thursday.
oh,
So, the city of Rutland has decided that they need to increase their hydrant maintenance fees.
Mhm.
Of which we pay for basically everything on the south end and a few up on Post Road. They're increasing them from $50 a year to $200 a year per hydrant. Yeah, exactly.
Is that I read that. Is that just the private ones or is
No.
that all of them?
No,
The
that's
ones
us
in the right
too.
away
That's,
and
that's us too.
that's all of them.
Yep.
how many do we have?
Said 30.
30-ish.
Yeah, about 35, 40.
Yeah,
So, you may remember that I've done this before. So I've got to figure out how to talk to the city, but we can flush these hydrants if that is the will of y'all.
I mean, so total overall cost will be what, 8,000? Somebody told me that, rather than.
Yeah, it goes from 1,500 to over $6,000, right?
Well, it's not only flushing, but some maintenance.
Okay,
There isn't a lot. Well,
there isn't a lot. So basic maintenance to a fire hydrant is to put oil in the top of it. Like a mineral spirits oil. That's the maintenance, and grease the nozzles or whatever. It's not a big deal.
the valve don't work, you gotta dig them up, but
Yeah,
that
But-
grip, yeah.
I've taken apart the hydrants that are in the town. I've taken them apart on multiple occasions, put them back together, make them work. It's not rocket science. It's gonna be
Saying you-
it's gonna be a
you
bit
guys
of a
wanna do this?
logistical thing.
So we went to the city and asked them to do this. They didn't come to us, if I understand it. Is that pretty much the thing, Bill, the way that worked? Or does that predate
That
you?
was before me.
Yeah, see, I think the board decided to have the city maintain the hydrants. I don't believe we're required to have them do them in the town.
Yeah, what's your pleasure? I mean, what do we need to? I mean,
What
yes,
are
if
you
there-
gonna need for equipment? Are you gonna need, I mean, I know
Have
the
the-
city has that really neat machine now for flushing hydrants, but
All you need is a diffuser box. You gotta buy dechlor tabs, which are basically vitamin C. It's not a big deal. So you just buy a box that goes on the back of like the Reese hitch on a truck, and your hose goes into that. And it's got a screen in the bottom, and you throw a bunch of dechlor tabs in it, and you open a hydrant, and you gotta have, so I'd have to get the pricing on everything, because you gotta put a valve on the hydrant, so if anything goes wrong, you can close the hydrant, but
having a gate valve and
gate
a
valve,
length of
yeah.
2.5 inch
yeah,
hose.
it's not a big deal.
Are we gonna put more into it? And what time of year do you flush
Well,
the mains?
it would have to be, so it would have to be in conjunction with the city,
Yeah.
because the way that it works is you flush your transmission mains which pulls your water from there to there, and then you drop back and you start flushing off your distribution mains in some sort of, you know, like you don't flush all of the transmission mains through the city and then go back, you flush off a section, then go back and flush off the distribution, then flush out the transmission and distribution. So it would have to be coordinated with them. Because once they get to U-Haul, then we would take over and do South Main Street, Seward Road, Windcrest.
Green Mountain Plaza, so.
Well, no, Green Mountain's, that's private.
They're private, but I thought I read in there that they're doing the private ones.
They do their own.
They do their own.
City does
Just
some of them, a limited number.
But
But
that wouldn't be on us anyway, they'd be paying.
Right.
the other people have contracts with different vendors to do them. The inspection reports were due last week and I am working with the ones that are a little behind, so. But we have most of them, but most of them use.
That all came about when we had that hydrant over here in the fire district that didn't work, and then the town
Well,
got
What,
this.
what I'm trying to find out is this happening at a time of year when your folks?
It's in the spring and the fall.
Okay.
So it'd be, I'm not sure when they're doing it now, probably April, middle of April, 1st of April.
Hmm.
And then 1st of October, and generally when we used to do it. They've changed things a little bit how they do it since I was there, but I think it's still in that same range. And really, if we've got 30, 35, 40 hydrants, we could do those in a day and a half, probably, quite honestly.
But you have to coordinate with the
But we'd have to
city on it.
coordinate with the city. So they would stop, we would pick up and go from there. And then they would, you know, do the, when you get down there, they don't really have a lot of private stuff that they do until they get to GE. And then GE's got like 7, I believe. So we would have to do all of that stuff down through there. And then anyway, they would have to jump in and do GE because GE pays them to do it.
Okay.
Is that something you want to do?
I don't have a problem with it.
Got the capacity on, time wise?
Like I said, we could probably do it in 3 or 4 days easily.
You have to do it at the same time there.
Just coordinate with them when.
Yeah, it's just gotta be like, okay, we're gonna be at U-Haul
Hmm.
Tuesday at noon, and then we'll just go from there. And when we get down to the end of the line at Windcrest, just call them up and say, we're done, you go do your thing. The other ones that might be a bit of a problem, there's one on Post Road, and there's a couple on,
One on Prior Drive,
Prior.
one by the Nationwide Insurance.
and then there's Gloria. There's one out in the woods on Gloria, and, so there's a few in that neighborhood, but there's not a lot. Once you get to that one at Gloria, then there's nothing until you get into the city.
One at Home Depot Plaza, right there at the entrance.
Yep.
Yeah. I kind of knew where they all were. You know where they all are, right? Well, I think, are they still in the you still have the GPS that had all those coordinates where they were?
Yeah.
And we had them all identified on the GPS, so boys could find them when they needed them.
So apparently they're not flushing this fall
Was it
because of
two
the
at
drought and
Northwood?
everything's so dry, but what's that?
2 at Northwood. One by the transfer station.
There's 2. There's one by the pool and one at the transfer station.
Two up
But
there.
those things, they're at elevation. They
Barely flow anymore.
barely flow.
So why don't you get us some numbers on any equipment or materials you need?
Yeah.
It sounds like it's doable on the town's end, so be nice if there were some way, maybe the city's got some that are awkwardly located. If we could cover some for them, and I'd be open to that too.
Okay,
So,
I'll see what they say.
okay. All right. Anything else for our road
That's it.
commissioner, sewer guy, water guy?
So we started, Dave, with a couple of things with V-Trans. The road marking out here changed,
Mhm.
and then the Green Mountain Plaza, and then the sewer came along and we just abandoned it.
Yeah.
So I don't know what we need to do to kind of look into that. I know the traffic study said doesn't warrant a 3rd lane down there, but I don't know if we can talk with them to, what would be the next step to do what we want to do, because the theory is they'd have to add a 3rd traffic light or not. But if we approach them with a nice email and said, we could do this, would you allow?
I don't know who to talk to. What,
It was the guy helping us with Simon's Ave. He was
Yeah.
the same guy.
I can't remember. I don't remember his
Okay,
name.
so we
but
could find
something like that.
Yeah. Cause I think they're gonna tell us the same thing out here so you were part of the sidewalk thing. We wanna extend the road diet on Route 7 past McKinley Avenue intersection. And the state doesn't really have a problem with that, except they don't want to do it until the next paving cycle.
Oh, right.
or whatever.
Okay, you
So
would mention that, yeah.
They aren't real fond of the idea of blacking out what's there and repaving, but they didn't say they wouldn't do that. And I'm guessing that if we want to extend it from up here at Ripley Road down to the trestle, they're gonna tell us the same thing, you know? So, but I think for a safety factor out here, I think, you know, yesterday I watched cars driving over the sidewalk in the city to get around somebody trying to make a left-hand turn because there's no left-hand turn lane.
Yeah.
And at this point, it's like, I'm not sure where everybody's in a hurry to go, but, you know,
Yeah, I mean, and
we can make some emails
we
and
can,
maybe
we can
some letters.
paint anything we want to paint. It doesn't fix anything. I mean,
Well,
I
at least
agree
the
that,
left turn out here, because there's a lot of traffic
Yeah.
in and out of here.
well, like I said, I don't think you were here at the last meeting, but I was coming to the last meeting and I watched a state trooper pull out and pass a car in the turn lane. The state trooper, he was headed north. He pulled out and passed the car and put his directional on and get back over in the right lane. Like, how do you
can't do
you
that.
can't fix that?
No, you can't.
I mean, when the cops are doing it, what do you do?
So, anyway, but I mean, I just,
State police, Dave, state.
State police.
That was a rhetorical question, no reply needed. Yes,
I don't know if everybody understands the laws of the road,
yeah.
because I'm pretty sure.
They all
that
got a license. They should know.
Passing the
No, they don't.
left. You know, because I asked this question, we have a lot of trouble traveling through here with hay wagons. And I was told by law enforcement that, no, you can't pass in the left turn only lane, but. But it's just something that we talked about, but
Yeah.
we've just kind of let it, so I don't know what the next step, we get a hold of that guy that.
And honestly, I mean, I went down, I sat down at Green Mountain Plaza. I think that you could just take out that stupid median and repaint the lines and the lights work.
Right, and if we,
Had to put up
maybe
another
if we
third light.
approach them with that idea, that there's no real reason for another light there. You know, when add that dedicated left turn lane, and then the center lane is left turn and straight now, so it's not gonna change.
Right.
And the other lane's a right lane, and the lights comply to those lanes,
They do.
So-
Just don't have that third light, but they still,
but it still
because you
works,
still have a turn, there's still a turn light.
right? So if,
So-
maybe we could approach them with that idea and see if they'd allow us to do it. Too late probably in this construction year,
Yeah.
but that doesn't matter, you know, I just don't wanna, we put a lot of effort into this, and I'd like to see it finished up, or somebody just say, no, you can't do it, and live with it, but I
Yeah,
won't.
That
quite.
traffic study is gonna work against us.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, David.
you, guys. Have a good night.
You too. Ed Dumas, Town Police Chief.
Good evening.
Hi.
I'll go this one first. Our Southern Patrol. Things picked up a little bit, but not that much on the south end. Percentage of the time we're going out has gone down, so
What?
that's good. The homeless problem at that, and I think is probably that and the hotels right at the O'Connell Lodge and the other one. Not the Days, and what's the other one right there?
Oh,
Had a couple murders there. I can't remember the name of them at this point in time, but yeah, that one there.
Quality.
Quality, thank you. Yeah, quality. Quality, that makes it a good name for it. Anyways, I think that's where most of our issues are coming from. And I'm looking at the pre-COVID numbers. I don't think we're ever gonna get back there at this point in time. A lot happened since 2019 till now, so
mhm.
there are a lot of changes in legislature that make thieving from our stores easier than it has ever been before. So,
Also got more people on the streets than we ever had before.
yeah, well, they invited it's like 600 families here, or 600 people to come. So that is what it is. Then you want to go to the next ones? Pretty busy month.
Lots of.
JP's back. We got 49 traffic stops.
So you're aware that he's out of service for a short
Yep,
period of time?
I am.
You have somebody to cover some of his time
Sure.
to get somebody, because that's the I think I mentioned this to you one other time, that it's the number one thing that I've heard from people is that they don't see you guys and that, so I didn't know.
Yep.
A little visibility out there, or run some radar. Maybe some people just want to meet the town PD, so it's a good opportunity.
Yeah,
While they're signing their ticket.
yeah.
They don't want to meet you on Route 4 though, and then the new speed trap. That'd be
You know,
great to
just-
raise revenue.
Oh, yeah, yeah, exactly.
I don't want to see you there. That's a joke for Keith, by the way.
Yeah.
It's not really a speed trap.
Questions about any of the numbers?
This just goes back, and it's nothing to do with this, but we get back to the Diamond Run Mall
Yeah,
and the homeless encampments. Do we know who owns the land around there?
isn't it BAI?
Well, they own a certain portion, but where these encampments of homeless are. who-
Yeah.
Who owns that land?
Well, see, I thought it was all their land.
I believe so.
Yeah,
I use Onyx and it looks like it's all their land.
yeah, so I'm not sure what,
So they would, to me, would bear the burden of removing these people from their property and eliminate some,
Mhm.
it's the same with Ranberry Road, what's going on there and all these places. It would be the landowner, you would think it would be the landowner's job, not us, to police their own
Well,
property.
case in point, the dead end section of McKinley Avenue, there's a certain residents up there who was taking it upon himself and other residents up there that people would try to move up there and live in their woods and had young children, and they brought in all their drugs and needles and whatnot and upset the landowner. So he took it upon himself to set up cell camera video cameras up there, if you will, ring systems, if you will, but work off a cell phone. So he's able to see when someone comes up there. And every time someone comes up there to do whatever they think they need to do, he's calling us or VSP, and the cars are getting towed and traffic just goes down, just because he's adamant he does not want anybody up on there messing with his property. And that's the attitude that you have to have. And unfortunately, some people feel sorry for some of these people. I get it, but most of them, unfortunately, through a series of choices they made in their life, have caused this problem themselves. And it's not my problem to figure out how to fix them. And the victims here are not them, but it's the landowners that have all the property, because they bring all their garbage. They have to spend their own money, a lot of money, to somebody to go down there and pick it out, truckloads of the stuff, and it costs money to get rid of that. Case in point, down behind the Hannaford's, the business out there spent a few $1,000s cleaning up one homeless encampment because they bring so much garbage over the course of time. And the best thing is just have a zero policy that, no, you're not allowed on my property, and then we'll help them enforce their policy. But they have to be willing to go out there and spend time when we move them out, is to get rid of their garbage. They have to move it all out of there. And once they do that a dozen times, they'll realize if you go there, your stuff's going to get thrown away because they're not going to allow it there. And they want to know where can we go now? So we chase them around Ranberry Road, off the railroad tracks, where FW Webb is, and then the Diamond Mall, and then down behind Hannaford's again. It's like around where there's a store where they get their stuff quickly. Another spot behind Home Depot, but they've kind of. We actually this week, Home Depot had a theft there. Gentleman that we've dealt with many times, both of them. One of them, other officer Dumas caught him. And then the city police came, warrant for one of their arrests. He's one of the people that broke into a downtown restaurant and caused a lot of damage, stealing copper. And so that one went to jail. The city caught the gentleman that did some damage in our town, who also broke into the restaurant. He's in jail now. So hopefully that'll stop that problem for a while until they let him out again. It's just.
So, I mean, it basically boils down to the landowner and if the folks. Cause once this shopping center, or once they get Walmart, they're not gonna want this going on. and they're gonna need to manage it, and they're gonna either take some responsibility if they own that land.
They're gonna have to, I don't think private security is gonna be able to do it. It's not, it's a Band-Aid on a massive sore.
Mhm.
Need someone with the authority to take their freedom away and make them stay away repeatedly. Bring them in front of the judge to say, and they'll get the message they can't go anywhere.
So as far as we know, the Cortina is empty, right? Or is there,
Well, it's
There-
not taking vouchers.
Correct.
well, there, when I was there Friday, looks pretty vacant to me.
Mhm.
It does.
It does, and what I find interesting is those back doors that we tried for several years to get sealed and properly done. I'm not sure why these folks aren't breaking back in to live there. Or maybe they are. I don't, or else the owner decided, well, maybe I ought to fix the doors and keep people out. But I just find it interesting that that building is kind of almost left alone,
Yes.
or else they, do it, but
I think they have, somebody stays there 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Check in the building inside. If there's a problem, they probably call us.
yeah, because it looked pretty vacant when I was down there Friday.
Anything we should follow up with the mall folks?
No, I think, when this gets, the fences up, they start tearing it down. We'll assist them a little bit. I gave, the attorney a little bit of advice as far as, 2 or 3 days before the fence goes up. I or another officer go around and just tell the people, you got 3 days to move or your stuff's gonna get tossed away. Melvin comes in, fence up, all the garbage gets cleaned up and thrown away, and that'll take care of the problem. If they want stuff to survive, then they better take their stuff and go someplace
Yeah,
else.
go in the building and get your stuff out because the building's gonna be gone.
Okay.
The other thing is I'll have to give that credit to, Deputy Chief Washburn and, Officer Placus that they've, signed us up to be in the Halloween parade this year. I guess in front of the Rutland Town School band. So
So you're in the Halloween parade?
I am not in the Halloween. They want to be in the Halloween.
They want to be in
can
the Halloween parade.
I do not want anything to do with the parade. Years of being in the city, I do not like the parade at all. So,
Okay.
but they volunteered the town police to be in there, so that's good.
Okay,
Oh, cool.
good.
And I was told to challenge the fire department that they got to be in the back or whatever, so Chris is going to find something.
Not all together? Really? Big happy family, they're not all together.
Got a candy challenge going on too for the trick or treat on the trail. Who gives out the best candy? Okay. If you want to bring your little rinky dink candy, that's fine. We're gonna have a little vote with the kids.
That's okay.
All right, gauntlet thrown down. Got that part. So while you're still here, and Kari, can you come on for a minute, please? I have in front of me the new revised applications for liquor and tobacco licenses. Kari, and Kari puts them out here. We no longer have to sign them, but we do have to approve them because the state is now assuming that if they've applied and paid the fee, therefore the town must have approved them. So we should do it on the record anyway. First is East Restaurant LLC, third class restaurant bar license. And Kari was nice enough to include information about what they all mean. So first class is an on-premises sale of beer, hard cider, wine, and RTD spirits. I don't know what that is. Anyway, any problems with East Restaurant LLC up on Route 4E? Okay, motion to approve?
Don't move.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded. All in favor of approving third class license for East Restaurant LLC, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Okay, so that's one done. By the way, that was third class. That allows for on-premises service of spirits and liquor, the harder stuff. Okay, next this is interesting, a tobacco license request for Vermont Cannabis Cafe LLC. Business principal address is 35 Piedmont Drive. Where is this thing?
Piedmont Drive's in the city.
No, that's where she lives. Her
Okay.
business is up by House of Lights.
Oh, 778 US Route 4, there it is.
They buy that building.
Well, this is a
That's a
new.
tobacco license.
Yeah, she said that now the state's requiring these, and she's actually a former attorney, so she's doing things the right way, so.
I have no problem. What I heard was a nice thing said about an attorney, so.
Yeah, really.
Go back to the
We're
record.
just basking in that glow for a minute here, Kari. Okay, is there a motion for the tobacco license for Vermont Cannabis Cafe LLC?
So move.
Motion's made and seconded. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 4-0. So these should all be listed in the minutes, Phil?
Yep.
Because we're not signing them anymore. Okay, next is tobacco license for Stewart Shops Corporation. And this is, well, Hardwick, Vermont doesn't do it. Let's see if I can find the local.
It's by Home Depot.
Home Depot. Yeah.
341 US 4. And I didn't ask you about the other one, the tobacco license. Fine. Okay, how about these folks? For tobacco license Stewart Shops.
No problem.
No problem. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Okay, motion's been made,
Second.
seconded. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Quite
Yeah. Second class liquor license, which means, thank you for the cheat sheet, Kari. Now I know what these are. This is off premises sale of beer, hard cider, wine, and spirits. And this is for Stewart Shops. Jolly 540, 351 US 4.
It's the same,
Same one.
the
Yeah.
same one. They switched hands and Jolly has become Stewart, so I think
Gotcha.
they needed to get all their stuff under Stewart's instead of Jolly.
Okay.
Second.
Second, Chief, okay?
Yes.
Okay. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 4-0. And another Stewart Shops. This is for tobacco. And I believe it's the same. Yep, 351 US 4. I'm assuming same clear from the chief. Motion? Motion
Second.
seconded. You got to do the next one. Okay. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 4-0. Oh, there isn't another one. I am so sorry. Okay, we don't have to sign them. I will just leave them here. I don't know if you want to do these, but I'll leave them here for you just in case. Kari.
So in our packet, Mary,
Okay, something else?
number 3 is I believe this is the other keyless terminal inside the foyer at the police station.
Oh, yes, okay.
Yes. Somehow or other that through some technical glitch or whatever, that was not installed during the construction of the building, and I'm not sure why, but I would move that we approve this installation from Royals Group.
And
They
this
put
is,
the rest of them in, and this one somehow or other got missed.
This to go from the foyer into the.
Main police station. So when the guys get there now, they have a key fob or whatever, and they get in the foyer, then you have to dig around and find a key to unlock the other door.
and this is on us.
Yeah, it's on us because I don't know. It was just, I did all the research I could to find out what happened, and it just seemed as though it was something. There was a total number to start with, and then that number got changed, and this is somehow the one that got eliminated, and
Okay.
it should have been in the building.
So this is to Royal Group. The cost is $1,729.89.
And this would,
It's for the interior lobby door at the new public safety building. Is there a motion?
like, so.
That's
yes,
a motion. Is there,
Second.
Sharon seconded discussion? Oh, there's one person who gets to sign.
Mary.
Let the chief sign. I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Joey, we just
On here.
second that?
Huh?
Yeah.
Mary's
Do you
just
want
signed.
Yeah,
to
that'll be
say-
fine.
okay.
Yeah, that'll be fine. And I'm guessing we would take this money out of the capital improvement fund like we have any of the other excess
Okay, so that's all part of your motion.
Yep.
To approve me to sign and capital improvement fund. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 4-0. Okay, that's one. Anything else that this chief needs to be here for? Nope. Any other questions or comments for the chief?
Perfect.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, and all of that shuffling, I lost my agenda. Okay, here we go. Next up is Mike Rowe.
I'm gonna yield my time and let the chief of fire department go, and then I will follow him if you're okay with that.
Okay, I think we can do that.
He said he'd be really brief, so.
Okay, Chris Clark, Town Fire
You enjoy
Chief.
your company. It's the first time you've been here in a while.
I know, I
Yeah.
can see Mr. Anthony.
Yeah. Did you get the questions answered or did he answer your questions to your liking? Yeah.
He did.
Okay.
Tonight I'm here to ask for some money for the town fire station. I'm just kidding, by the way.
I was not. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. Hey, the sewer line went through. What can I say? You know?
No. As far as the new fire station, we are all done, I believe. The flagpole is up. The
Great.
cascade system is wired and working. Dell and I learned how to use it. Reynolds is coming back to do some more training with some more people so everybody can learn how to use it.
Good.
JJ's just got to come back to put a light on the flagpole so we can hang the flag. And then that'll be done. Hose testing is next week at the mall where Mr. Anthony said we could use it. We got a very busy month this week. Fire prevention was today at the town school. Wonder Feet is the 19th for trunk or treat. Rutland Town School for trick or treat and the trail outside is the 24th. We go up to the Gables and the Meadows on the 29th for trick or treat with the grandkids of all the residents
Oh, okay.
and the residents. Tractor Supply Hometown Heroes Day is November 1st. And the town school's having Fall Festival, which is new. I'm not really sure what we do with that. I've never been to that yet.
Maybe you could do some mulching. That would be good.
Yeesh.
Yeah. All right.
It's a little cold on November 15th for that. The Holiday Inn, I heard Joey say something about the Holiday Inn. We actually went there the other day for a lift assist. It was probably, just say, I hope I never go there again for that.
I don't think the place has improved any, has it?
It looks a lot better than it used to.
Okay.
They cleaned it. I don't know with what, but I saw two people staying there. 2 rooms were vacant, which brings me to, I've been talking to Chief Lovett a lot about helping with lift assists of bigger people.
Mhm.
Just want to get your take on it. He's been getting a lot of workman's comp claims because of it. And we're not trained for that type of thing. I guess regional doesn't have enough people to do this type of stuff. So they're calling us constantly, calling the city constantly. He's trying to, I wouldn't say get out of it, but
Yeah.
it's not really our thing. So try
So
to get
we
your
had-
take and their take.
Always
Mike
been
had
there.
an issue.
Historically, it's always been there though.
Yeah.
They call the
Correct.
fire department.
Yeah.
So if regional's calling us, I think they should provide training for the fire departments in order to properly lift and transport the people they need help with. Run that by the management up there.
We
Would
went-
that help you guys if you had proper training?
It would, and there's one residence we go to in town, which I have no problem going to town residents to help. Cortina's a little different. But we go there constantly and they keep sending the youngest, smallest people to help us.
Who's they? Regional ambulance?
Yes.
Oh,
And like we have to like tell them what to bring in from the ambulance to like what to use. So it's almost like they're depending on us more than we're depending on them kind of deal.
Sounds like maybe a protocol needs to be worked out a bit with regional ambulance.
So
Yeah.
I just want to get your take on it because Chief Love and I have been talking about it quite a bit lately.
I
So
mean, I don't think it's gonna go away because fire departments are the most, I guess, available. City being career, full-time and on duty all the time, they're gonna get called because they have the staff. And I think it's inherent that the requesters take the time to train people to properly and how to move patients and how to do stuff. That's a small request for what they're asking. And, and
So I agree. Let's say, give us training and we'll help. And we also need to work out a protocol. So your folks are trained as well.
They have equipment that you can use.
um
I'm just talking about.
Well,
Pick
for the-
rather large.
oh, the last guy was rather large.
Yeah.
Yes.
And a lot of it is called the firemen because they have bodies.
Right.
Yeah.
5 or 6 bodies to literally.
Right.
Well,
and it
some
doesn't
of
hurt
the
to teach them what they do and how to
Right, I agree.
properly
some
do
of
it.
the patients have their own equipment, I would guess.
Right.
Do they? No?
No.
Hmm.
That costs money.
Well, yeah, but some of it is available.
I
Yeah.
mean, it depends. You might have some residents that are immobile and they will have stuff, but some
Yeah.
don't,
Ed, if you run into people that don't have the equipment they need, when we're given the equipment, the walkers, all the medical stuff, we have it in our barns. We charge nobody anything. Our only thing to them is when you're done using it, either give it to somebody else that needs it, if it's a wheelchair, whatever. But don't throw it away. So a what? Like a,
Sarah study.
Yeah.
It's a Sarah study.
That's it.
That's for people that have some, I mean, I have one in my house. And for getting people up or whatever, but if you have somebody and I use my wife, if she's gets out of her chair, there's no way I'm getting her up alone. They do make backboards for that kind of stuff where you can put a backboard under the person, get them stood back up, get them back into a chair. Me, I just call relatives because they're all trained and they've been really good about it. But other people that don't have that, they're gonna call regional, and if they're short staffed, they're gonna call you guys, because
Right.
like Ed said, they're gonna need people. But there's nothing any more beneficial than training. Once you learn, I mean, I spent 10 months going to Genesis, and I learned a lot from these people on how to take care of a person that's bedridden.
Mhm.
And it's easily you learn a whole lot. So if they would take the time to teach you and just tell them, we don't mind coming and we don't mind helping, but you've got to teach us and you got to teach your people so they know what equipment they need and how to do this. You can't rely on us. We're physically capable, but we need some training.
The last gentleman we helped, you would not believe what he was
Yeah.
screaming to us that hurt.
Yeah.
You
And
You
you're
need
going to run into
anything
that with medical.
further from us to like?
no, I
do-
just
You can do it department to department and regional into regional ambulance. Okay.
yeah.
I mean, let us know if you need anything, because we could step in and help if necessary,
That's-
but
Problem with your job. You never say no.
yeah.
Well, we don't.
No, you
And
never
I
do.
never would.
No,
Just
but but it
That
would be
could be
nice
me
to have
someday.
what you, yeah.
might
Okay.
be.
Well,
But
thank you.
I think that's all I had for you.
All right.
Oh, and committee meeting. Did you want
Yes.
to do that?
Yes, let's,
You want to do it like before the next board meeting?
that would be good. We've been,
Three?
oh, Kurt's not here. So I guess we'll need to get in touch with Kurt
Okay.
and see if we can set something up, or yeah, okay.
All righty.
Any times I mean, it's usually after what, 4 or so for you?
Yep.
Okay, all right. Are we gonna be looking at the bylaws or not yet?
Yes.
We are.
Yes.
Okay, very
That's-
good.
That's the plan.
Okay.
I was gonna bring.
I'm telling you, that's like a 50 some odd year tradition.
What, every 50
is.
years, look at the
No,
bylaws?
no, it's been consistent for 50 years. Looking at the bylaws. Mary, I've been through this. I think I might have somewhere in an archive in my house. I don't know how many renditions of the bylaws, and you might have a bunch,
I
and there
do.
was probably some at the station when you cleaned out that you found in a cabinet and said, where did it, it's
I
like,
think I have an original set, actually.
yeah. Do you have the black bordered set?
I do.
Yeah, you have the black bordered set,
Yes.
yeah.
Bring that, put it on the wall, be like.
Okay.
That's the
Thank
only
you.
thing we talk about more than water and sewer problems is the bylaws.
Bylaws?
Oh, my God.
Wonderful things,
Yeah,
bylaws.
but you gotta have
Right
some
up my
management tools, yeah.
alley.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thanks,
thank you,
Chris.
chief.
Thank you.
All right, Mike Rowe, town rec director.
Right.
Time according to Dell, that's what I did to know. Now I
Thank
do
you.
know. So I apologize.
Oh,
if these are
okay.
not in your packet.
Okay,
So let's see, I probably got about one good mow left, since this little rain will help go over the edge one more time, which is great. Soccer has got a couple weeks left. It's been very busy and very productive up there. Good thing for the town, lots of positives. I do know those dog signs have been up there for a long time. Just saying that. Started marking some trails, our mountain biking trails, marking them and getting things organized, because now that the shared use path is done, we can start to do some trailhead signs with what's in the park itself. So that people know where they are
Joe,
and what they're
did you
doing.
go up and take a look at the
I have
shared
not.
use path? Okay. I hope Rec gets a chance to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's completed, so the path is there. So if whatever improvement, then fine. So I'll start working on those kind of signs. We did have a committee meeting, and Matt or Sharon can address after I kind of go over what I just gave you. So what you have in front of you are the 3 forms that our volunteers for recreation will need to fill out to be a volunteer. And this, you've looked at these before. I just want you to look at them and okay, because I'm not doing anything until you say okay. I've taken the training. So we're all ready to go. I'm stopping over to see Lynette tomorrow morning to show her the form that she will be receiving from our volunteers that are coming to be fingerprinted.
That's the last page.
That, well, in the order that you got them, yes, I believe that's the last page. So the first page is the National Child Care Protection Act criminal records check, which when they come into the office, they will fill out and then get notarized by either Bill or Kari. So I will tell them, and I will include you in the email that I sent to all the coaches so that you know exactly what the steps are that they will need to take. That has to get notarized. I'm asking them to call ahead of time so that one of them is there, because part of the requirement is that it gets notarized. Then the second one is from Agency of Human Services. That is a boilerplate one that everyone uses. It's just geared towards us. I think our name is on it. And then the last one is our fingerprint authorization that will go to our Rutland Town PD and then sent back to me. We have a secured storage area in the vault that is locked, where all the information needs to stay for multiple years, or they will come arrest me. Don't laugh. I don't really take there's a lot to this. I'm just I'm letting you know that
So
going through this.
is this pretty much a standard in the recreation industry now?
This is a standard kind of wherever you go. I mean, you go to school, this is what you have to fill out for school. You have to go get fingerprinted for school. For school, you fill out the 2 forms and then fingerprinted. And for recreation, yes, to the best of my knowledge, the city,
Just that
whatever
if,
they
you know,
do.
we haven't done any of this in the past, and I think as things happen and situations arise. I think that's what motivates a lot of this and
Yep.
whatever.
And I'm glad we're here. That this is much, we need this. I'm glad, but there are going to be baby steps. There are going to be the toddler's going to fall down every now and then. That would be me. But we're in the process and I feel confident as soon as you're good with these, then I will ship that out as soon as I inform Lynette and I'll let Kari know and Bill knows because Bill has been instrumental with this. So thank you, Bill, for that. I appreciate that. So we're good to go.
Question on the first one, you kept referring to it has to be in front of a notary. It doesn't really. It says in the presence of agency official or notary. And then identity verified by, signed by official making identification. Which do you mean? This is a little odd. I mean, if you want it notarized, you should say notary and have the information for a notary. What are you requiring?
From them, so.
Yeah,
We'll go back and look at the original one.
Yeah.
we can look at that.
Yeah,
and
I
then
don't,
make
I don't
that-
mean to throw a roadblock, but
No, it's
you're assuming
okay.
it's being notarized and it doesn't say that,
Okay, that's what I
Who's the
thought we
official?
were.
by the way. You? Okay.
I am the official.
And do you want to be in charge of verifying identification?
I am now.
I think the-
Are you
Oh,
a notary?
that, huh?
I think the fingerprinter does, we have to do, I'm not positive, I'm pretty sure we do that at the government ID so we can verify the person.
Identification center use only TVT and date printed. But there's nothing on the fingerprint.
The number that's generated on the APIS machine.
Okay. So, but this is authorization to take the fingerprint. This isn't your form that goes with the fingerprints somewhere.
We don't have a form to go with, we just do it for them. This is why he had to go through had to go to NCIC and get all this stuff figured out.
Okay,
We do criminal prints only, or we'll hire somebody or from the Venus station for right along with it, thing under a different code. This is a civilian codes that Mike has to do for.
Yeah.
It's very separate.
Yep.
We can't be in charge.
yep, that's fine.
Okay, so we can look at that other part and make that small adjustment.
As far as the APHIS goes, Thursday. What is just there, it's gonna get it lined up so the fingerprints go in the right. Everything's working, we just gotta make sure when it prints, the fingerprints aren't on the box or so.
Okay.
It's a slight adjustment of this.
What happens if you have small hands?
It's one at a time.
Okay,
It puts it in yourself.
Okay, just noticed a typo at the bottom of this where it says signed B instead of signed by.
Do you hear that?
okay.
Remember, I'm not an English major, nor do I ever claim to be one. Okay, so Bill and I
Alright.
will, but we're like right there.
Yeah, you're very close.
Okay.
Okay.
The doors, as soon as you were gonna ask Kari with the
Oh, yeah.
Royal, what that was. what that-
Kari, are you on again? A quick question.
That one in the orders.
We were.
I'm here.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. This is the authorization to take $3,957 and change from, looks like rec depreciation fund for the doors at Dewey Field.
Yes,
It says it says on the form credit rec equipment depreciation. Shouldn't it be debit? I mean, that caught my eye because it was underlined.
oh, no, the cash of the money market gets debited and the line gets credited. It's, yeah. Cause
So-
we're paying out the, from the money market line, so when you're reducing an asset, it's a debit.
Yeah, right.
So it's debiting the money market cash line and crediting the equipment
Okay.
line.
Gotcha. You're taking it from the money market, putting it in the rec equipment. Got it. Okay. So we've all signed it, so it's approved.
Okay.
Is that just for the materials?
Yes, they, for whatever reason, they've changed their policy.
Want us to pay up front before they order them?
Yep. So as soon as we
They've
get
probably
that,
been burnt.
not by
Not
us,
us, but
but
Rutland
unfortunately
is.
that we're paying that price. So Kari is graciously doing that, and I believe I'm getting it and bringing it over because as soon as they have it in hand, then they'll order the doors, which are 5 weeks out from
Okay.
order.
They're probably
Um,
a special order door and they don't want to get stuck with them.
All right. well,
Correct.
we've-
So
we've signed it.
that's
Yeah.
that's where we are, but we're in good, that's in the process. They worked with us and worked that out with Kari, so that's great. And I think I'm taking the check over as soon as it's cut. To make it even quicker.
A while ago.
Other than that, I don't know if Matt or Sharon want to go over the rec committee meeting that we had. I know our trick or treat on the trail is coming up on the 24th. Do we have another meeting before that? I'm just trying to think.
Yes,
Yeah.
21st, we're back here.
Go back here, the 21st. Yeah, so on the 24th. Yeah. Okay. So that's when we'll start. That's when we have our big event at school. And thanks to the fire
Committee?
department and police department for coming and helping us out too.
Okay.
That's huge. Matt, do we have anything that we wanted to chat with our,
No, we,
or the two of you?
Yes, no, Matt?
You've got the minutes.
Yes.
And we'll be talking a lot more about the pool in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Mike has spoken with one vendor, I'll be speaking with other vendors, but based on this initial discussion, it looks like maybe it's gonna make more sense to not only make sense, but be feasible without missing a season to rebuild the pool in the same place. So that's a major piece of news.
Wow, yeah.
You can save some money, right? You can come out with what you want. Or what would town wants.
So he's
yeah,
mentioned,
and it's gonna, what do you call that when they? You don't need the stairs, it just,
Oh, the
the
zero
ramp?
entry, the zero entry.
Okay.
so
The actual design is yet to be determined, but that's a good, you're starting with some thoughts and then you'll see how it goes. That's a good way to, yeah.
So that's of course the place to start is design. So we kind of like to, I think it makes sense to get the ball rolling because who knows how long any of this will take. Do you want to talk about forming a committee?
Yeah,
or-
so I would like to form a committee with the rec committee and then some people from the community that might be interested. And then obviously you are the ultimate big committee, which will loop you in, or to be present at the same time. But I think it's important if we had 2 or 3 people from the community.
So do you want to put the word out?
I,
for
yeah, we
volunteers
can.
To serve, or somebody maybe even who's had experience in the past?
I don't want a gazillion people, because then I think that just gets muddied.
Yeah, but
But if people are interested in, and we can maybe put something on the rec website, if you're interested to
in the-
be part of the pool committee, please contact me and we can go from there, and
yeah,
then we can get a list of names and go from there. But I think Bill brought up a good point when we were there, is that if we know our design and we kind of know what the cost is going to be, that will help me moving forward, looking for potential grants. So if I don't have anything, then I can't get anything. So we'd have to spend anyway. But I would rather get the design and an idea of what it's going to cost, and then we budget and whatever, then we move forward, rather than, okay, we're gonna do it, but let's now get a design. So I think in talking with the person, the best place is right where it's at. It makes more sense because we don't have to put a new building, we don't have to do a septic system, we don't have to tap into water, everything is literally right there to begin with. And they can just rip it apart and start fresh with whatever our new design would be that we would like.
50 years, they probably come up with some new materials to make swimming pools out of.
Correct. So
Pools and cold, because one of the things that affects that pool is freezing and thawing.
correct.
And I don't know when it was built, if some of that was taken into You would think it would be, but who the heck knows, 50, it's 50 years, pretty close to 50.
Pretty close to 50, 1980, 81, one or the other.
Yeah, so it's pretty darn good.
Not that close to 50, come on.
Matt,
Years
that's
away.
aging you. It's pretty close.
Okay,
Yes,
5 or
yes.
6 years is not a lot when you get that far out.
Like I will say, when I was in, I don't know if I think I told the committee, I was looking downstairs in the vault for plans. And down below us, there's a series of plans, and it's whoever made the code did it okay, but there's the one Northwood plan that I can't find. So I went into the other vault. I spent like 3 hours one day and found a box that said this and this, and I pulled the box out and detailed minutes of rec committee meetings from back in the 70s, and I found more plans, like literally I might have found 30 plans folded up for Dewey Field.
Oh,
I found 2 plans, 2 pieces of paper for Northwood, 1 for the pool. And it was just a topographical of top of where the septic systems are, which is great, but it's the only plan I can find. But I find everything for Dewey, all the plans are from Dewey, it's great. And then all the minutes of.
may want to check with the District Environmental Commission because it was subject to Act 250. So they would have, I think,
In
the pool in,
the 80s?
yeah. The Act 250 is like 1970, 72, somewhere in there. So they may have those plans in the old permits.
That old.
So you might want to,
Okay.
I mean, it's free, and their organizational method might be better than ours.
That's great. So, yeah, I can definitely look into that. And another benefit, kind of putting it where it is that it shouldn't be too big of an Act 250 jump because we're
Right.
just gonna
Right.
essentially replace what we have. So that makes a little bit more sense in that regard. So yeah, definitely with your permission, if we could start a committee and I can get together with Bill and just put that on the website. But if people are here or if Keith puts it in the paper, then people can get in touch with me if they'd like.
Probably
So-
Facebook would work. I mean,
We can make it a select
get a
board
lot
ad
of-
hoc committee. Okay,
Mhm.
so and maybe Bill should post it on the town's website, not just the rec part, but the whole thing.
Whatever your pleasure
And
is.
the next time there's a circle article
I
too,
can-
which is you can stick something in there and then people, and and just ask for people who might have been through recreation planning, particularly around a pool. There might be some folks out in our community who've done that.
Okay.
Sharon, did you work on the committee for the pool?
I did,
Okay.
I did.
Anybody around that
Um,
had particularly good expertise?
Yeah, who's
they're all getting old.
It would be
Um,
a little careful.
Okay, well, just think on it.
I
Okay,
will.
think on it.
I
Yeah,
will.
okay,
About half of them are no longer with us, so.
yeah, okay. Right, yeah.
it's all on that plaque. Names are
There
all
on that plaque.
Yeah.
What else? What else is there anything? Go ahead.
Repairs will get done in the spring on that pool. And then we talked about our sort of personnel budget for the rec department.
Yep.
Which is Mike at this point.
Yep.
So in our budget, we had budgeted a certain amount of salary for Mike as director and a certain amount in the maintenance line, which we had always done, right? There was always a maintenance line and a salary line, but we just moved some money around in doing this year's budget for having Mike in there full time. So the maintenance line went down and Mike's salary went up, but we originally were planning on Mike getting some assistance with mowing
Yes.
at Dewey particularly. In the spring, which of course was in the last fiscal year, there was and we're operating under those numbers, there was money in there for that, and that was planned. The person who had been doing that then was not available to do it. So Mike was working extra hours, and he was billing against the maintenance line for doing that work, which made sense in that year. It was kind of, consistent basically with how we do it. It's just Mike was doing it instead of the other person. So now we're in the new fiscal year, and Mike's been doing it himself through the summer, which of course he had a nice assist by the lack of rain.
Yes.
Just maybe made it a little easier, but thus far he's determined he's been able to do it. But he's doing work that he wasn't originally anticipating doing over at Dewey, which will probably become a bigger issue again in the spring, although his schedule won't be as bad because he won't be teaching when the grass starts growing. So I guess the issue now for this fiscal year then is how Mike gets paid. And so he's requested that he be either able to bill against the maintenance line, or we simply move some additional dollars over to his compensation for the Dewey work. So, and I guess part of the issue is, and we've talked before about him keeping timesheets, which he's been doing just for our edification. And I guess part of the issue is just, is it taking extra time or not extra time, and how the board deals with that. But as a committee, we felt like if we're doing that, there should be some authorization because it's kind of outside of what we had budgeted originally. Did I state that well enough?
Yeah, and I think when I wrapped up that I said that we would stay the status quo and that we would address it in the upcoming budget for the following year. So nothing would change for this fiscal year. I would just keep billing my time at Dewey, separate than.
But the issue is you have a salary line, and then you're billing
Correct.
additional against the maintenance line.
Correct, because that was never part of the original. We're kind of like in that little quagmire when it.
We keeping that, and in the spring you look for somebody to do the mowing at Dewey.
We could potentially do that.
And that, I think you and I had a brief conversation, and that was kind of my feeling, because we don't know. You're still feeling your way through the amount of work that
Correct.
you have, and you could have a whole lot more
I could.
in the spring. And then if that's saved as a discrete line, then you get to hire somebody to do.
Correct.
And I gotta say, I don't want to trigger any weird overtime salary versus anything.
Yeah, when you get in, this discussion with
Yeah,
our salaried employees and what we expect of them, and then if we are going to compensate for an additional amount of hours. So I don't know where that if you have a salaried income for 12 months, and what does that encompass? Because there's no real job description at this point. And so if you are billing against the maintenance at Dewey on top of your salary, are we muddying up the waters for other salaried employees if they're doing something within, and where I'm going with this, and I'm going to use Dave as an example. Dave has a salaried employee, but after 40 hours and they come in on a weekend, he isn't being paid for the weekend plowing. It's, there's just some gray areas there that make me uncomfortable, or additional work that Bill might be doing that's above and beyond, but so we've kind of kicked this around for 2 years now, and we haven't really come up with a bona fide, for your situation, to make it clearer. You might be better off just using that maintenance line and hire somebody to do the mowing, and then that way it doesn't muddy up your waters and your side. But I don't know. And I think I've asked you this, and when we had the HR lady helping us, if there was, I'm looking for some guidance how to do this. I've talked to people that work in the private sector, and work for companies and they're salaried. And some of them have guidelines to the point where they're expected to work a minimum number of hours every week. And after a maximum, which would exceed the 40, there's compensation above that. And the town hasn't really looked into that, but that's the way some bigger business, construction companies and stuff do. So, you know, I don't want to get you in some kind of bind for, you know, whatever, and then find out, or the town where it said, well, Mike worked this and now we have to charge him overtime. Or I don't know this salary thing. I can't quite get a grip on
Yeah.
how to handle that,
Yeah.
you know, so.
No, that's fine. Like
Yeah,
I
you know,
said,
and this
we'll-
is your first year and it's for our first year with this new position,
Mhm.
you know.
Correct.
I think one of the things that maybe we are lax as a town when we hire people, and especially if giving a job description, what we expect you to do, or Bill to do, or Kari or Dave. Those are our 4 people that are salaried. What do we expect from you for what you do? And we might be a little lax in not having a good job description. So it's a work in progress, and this is a good time to discuss it while we're talking budgets.
Yeah, that's true.
This is a perfect opportunity, so.
All right.
Yeah, more food for thought.
Well, it's food for thought, but we have an issue right now where I guess we need to make a decision, which is whether Mike can bill the maintenance line for additional work, which is what's been happening from July 1 until now.
And I don't,
Did you bill straight time or overtime?
No, straight time. There is no overtime. I'm a salary employee. I just bill it straight time.
see, and this,
So-
but that's kind of muddies the water
It
because
does.
you're doing it within your 40 hours, right?
No, I'm not.
You're doing over?
I'm doing over.
Okay, so this will,
He's like Mike 2 when he's over at Dewey.
So
and he's
It's like, but it's, I
but
don't know. I understand. I totally understand what you're saying,
and I don't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
but
and
I don't have a problem with how it's handled. I'm just
Right,
letting you
but
know that.
Yeah.
It's.
I know you guys do because that's what you have to look out for, but I don't have a problem with it. I don't, maybe I'm wired differently.
Right,
There's a
it's
certain
just-
way now that I like things
It's more
done.
consistency with
Definitely wired
other
different.
employees doing
Yeah.
extra work over their normal 40-hour week and without a job description and without exactly knowing, you know, anybody putting in more hours, if they're salaried, usually don't get compensated for it, to be quite honest. You know,
But
if you
we
work,
had, I guess there's a conceptual issue here, which is we had basically planned for that work to be done by a separate person.
That's
right.
It was a separate job
That's right.
from what Mike's job was.
right,
originally.
and I'm not,
So if he's doing extra, and I guess that's the
but we don't
Question is-
compensate anybody else for doing extra. That's salary. This is the point. Even though the money's there, can we use it? Because under the way we do business with our 4 salaried employees now is that this is what it is and you work within it. But if you work overtime and like I say, there may be, at one point in the highway budget, we did have overtime monies there, and I think Dave still does, but he doesn't bill against
Right.
it, even though the money's there because he's salaried. And I don't know if we can do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that would be as fair to the other employees if we're doing this way. You know, Mike works 40 hours under his salary amount and then works an additional 10 or 12 hours in a pay period or in a month, and we take it out of the other. That's different than we're allowing the other ones to do. And we need to be consistent. And I'm not picking on you, Mike, you understand? it?
No, no,
I
I've just wanted to more of a guidance. I mean,
Yeah.
because we are looking, like I've said before, I'm looking to have a person in the summer for the aquatics part, which I've talked to you about, as far as training our lifeguards
Yes.
yeah.
and being
yes.
at the pool. So that takes me away from that part, even though I'm there.
Right.
It gives me the breathing room to do other things as well within that time frame by having that extra person. And it's not just me as a one-man gang.
Yeah.
So, and it's benefiting the town in general because it's training lifeguards. It's,
Oh, yeah.
it's a no-brainer in that regard.
And
So-
you know, this whole thing with salaried employees and how do we handle extra work? We haven't come up with an answer yet.
Well,
Well, we sort of have, but sort of haven't, you know.
we have piecemeal, we've done it, you know,
Yeah,
we've
but
done
I-
it with a bonus on one occasion, we've, you know.
There's different, and
But
like I
we've got to
say,
figure out a way, but frankly. I don't know, your personnel committee got kind of burnt out there doing the personnel
Yeah. I mean,
policy,
that
so we
was
could go
the-
back and
so-
see. We understand that that is an issue. We have not directly
Guess
addressed
we could
it.
move it over to that committee and I
We
can just,
can
I
move it.
can relive the whole issue again.
Personnel.
I don't know if the lady that helped us, that did all that work with you, if she has some answers or
Well,
some guidance.
there's,
Probably has more questions.
Huh?
yeah, I think she ends up with more questions. when we
questions.
post Something
Yeah.
like this,
Okay,
and
yeah.
We had a
We would
lengthy
wanna check
conversation.
in with
around
the
that.
You know, and I don't think we're
Council
reinventing the
too.
wheel here. This has got to occur in other communities,
it's-
other places. and
let's, you know, we'll see what the League of Cities and Towns has,
that's-
so
maybe
I
they have
guess
some guidance for us on how
Well,
to. handle-
That's fine.
see if personnel can take a look at this too. And just-
Have a hand raised from the public.
Yeah, we don't usually do this, but Robin, you've got your hand up.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that as a salary employee that's responsible for duties, whether I have a vendor or a staff member, if for whatever reason I don't have a vendor or I don't have that staff member, I'm still ultimately responsible for it. And I've never received ability to bill off of like that vendor line or that other person's salary line to make up that difference.
Yeah, well, I'm a salaried employee too, so I've got some experience with this. So let's take a look. Thank you, Robin. Let's take a look and see what the league might have for guidance, which they probably won't, but
I guess that's somewhere.
town attorney, then,
I have a person at the league I can.
okay, all right, that's worth
You
doing.
must know them up
Thanks.
there pretty much by
I-
name by
I-
now.
I-
Yeah,
Yeah, we're on a first name basis.
all right.
Yeah.
Anything else for our rec director? Anything else from the
on our-
committee?
On the minutes? I don't think we did.
So-
That was pretty much everything.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay,
Let
thank
me ask.
The seniors,
Oh, yeah.
I forgot to tell you, I told them because I had like a meeting every week now.
Mhm.
We went up to Killington. That was wonderful. They were fantastic. A couple of our upper level experienced seniors in age decided to get off the gondola and then hike up to the remaining to the top, which is not like a shared use path. It's more of a goat path.
Uh-huh.
And we were getting ready to leave and I'm kind of herding cats and getting head count to make sure we have everybody. And they're like, oh, we're missing so and so and so and so. And I'm like, okay. So I went up the goat path to find them and I got up about halfway up and they were coming down slowly and steadily and they had a nice line behind them. And they were all chuckling and laughing and they had a wonderful time.
Good.
So we had a beautiful day up there. I sent some photos to Bill that he can put up. And then we ended up at Sushi Yoshi and they bought themselves lunch and
Nice,
had a great time.
nice.
So we are planning to do something at Baxter's on the 21st, if that's over my shoulder in 2 weeks. The 21st, is that a Tuesday?
Yes, it is.
So we're looking to do that right now. I'm in communication with that.
So
And then
you're
we
doing-
just nailed down today I nailed down the Christmas party at the school that they've been
Nice.
going to too with the jazz band. So that will be at the school too. So I just completed that today.
Okay.
You didn't have to call the fire department for a lift assist.
No, but to speak of the lift assistance, when we had that issue at the pool and speaking
Yes.
with Mary,
Yeah,
we made it very clear that our lifeguards are there to rescue you if you have a water issue or if there's something else but if you can't get up, then we're calling EMS.
Yeah.
This person wasn't, very large, but just couldn't get back up, but we weren't putting my 17 and 18-year-olds in that position because they're not trained for it.
Mhm.
Even though it might they lift them up in 2 seconds, we weren't gonna put them in that position, like in the parking lot, kind of thing. So we would call, regional and they would come on the couple occasions that it happened.
okay. So speaking of training, and now we've got the 3 department heads. Well, we've not Dave, but yes, we do have Dave. Yes. So at our Bar Association annual meeting, Matt and I sat through a program on emergency assistance. It was done by a paramedic, an EMT, and we learned how to use the AED. We learned how to use CPR and some of the other stuff, and we learned basic choking protocols, and it was an hour and a half, and I thought it was a great program. Is that something we should be thinking? I know the fire department must do those trainings, and probably the police, but
Every year.
you do it every year? Okay.
I'm required to do it for my athletic job too.
Okay. All right. So, it just seemed even the AED stuff. I mean, I didn't know you take it off the wall, you plug it in, and it starts telling you what you need to do. It is
It
kind
is,
of,
but
yeah,
you never
Yeah.
knew who's going to use it.
yeah. So anyway, I just tossed the thought out there as something that might be useful for the town. But if you guys are already covered and your folks are already trained that way, then maybe we don't have to. But I'm looking at the highway box up there. Are there any other groups of people that we might want to make sure have that kind of training? Nope, guess not. Okay.
It's not a bad thing to have though.
Huh?
It's not a bad thing to do though.
It is not. It is not. So anyway, back in my mind there. Anything else for Mike, or shall we let him go? Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you.
Barbara Noyes Pulling, Town Planning Commission Chair. Hi, Barbara.
Yes, checking in. Hello.
Hi.
I'm wondering, I'm thinking of the Pocket Park, and I'm wondering if Mike and the Rec Committee might get that on their agenda at some point. We missed the fall season for starting any work there.
Barbara, when we last left the meeting, and I'm not going to throw Mary under the bus, but Mary was going to talk to the garden club. And then I specifically said once I knew what the evasives were and marked, that I would get the crew going and get it going. So I'm just waiting so that I don't cut down the wrong thing, because I will go in and mow it all down. I don't have a problem, and Dave doesn't either. Dave likes to just mow it all down. So we don't have a problem with that.
Toys with your toys.
So, but if you want some of that stuff saved, because I don't know the difference between a weed and whatever, So as soon as we're good, then I'm good. I'm just waiting for that part. So it's still on my mind. We were talking about it the other day, actually.
Actually, it was not the garden club, it was the Master Gardeners.
Sorry, I
And
apologize.
I did
Totally apologize, Master
connect
Gardeners.
with someone who, well, I'm saying that because, part of the training, speaking of training is on invasives and that sort of thing. And I did speak with someone who is kind of a landscape design person who's in the Master Gardener class, and I have her card, but that's as far as I got.
Oh, cool.
So the question is whether there might be money in somebody's budget to bring her in to mark some of this stuff next spring. Frost is going to take care of everything in another couple of nights. So
I can probably, depending on how much this person costs.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
can
a
get-
bad idea if they're a landscape architect and we're kind
Yeah.
of reshaping what that looks like.
We used
by
to have one in town, but I think
We
they
did.
moved. They sold their house, right?
no. Huh.
If-
Maybe I'm thinking of somebody different. So we should.
Town Line Road people.
Oh, right. Yes.
That's what I believe she
Yes.
did.
Yes, that's right.
That
She was.
her-
And I'm going to be seeing, well, anyway, let me reach out to her because I got
Okay.
that far.
If you get, I don't think it's an arm and a leg, so I think I have some money
Okay.
in mind that we can then connect me with her, and then we can chat and make a plan for the spring and then go from there. Would
And
that work,
s-
Barbara?
Yeah. Yes.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right.
So we'll connect.
All right.
Oh, I did have a little, I saw before I leave, the artist does a beautiful job painting around the town of the pictures. And they're very cool. I did notice that the bottom of Gleason Road, our favorite building is now
Yes.
canvas, which I
did send.
thought,
And here we have.
Yes, we have some of this stuff.
Actual, yes.
yeah,
Um,
beautiful artwork.
yeah, she does well. However, I
It's
did send it on to
derelict building.
our first constable with the request that we maybe look into the whole building situation, not the artwork so much, but just the derelict building.
I just
So-
wanted to mention that, seeing I drive by it almost every day. Multiple
Okay.
times. So
All
I love
right.
the artwork though. Beautiful,
Is it
beautiful
removable?
artwork, without a doubt.
Yeah, it is,
It's
really.
gorgeous.
And even the person who sent me this said the same. The artwork's lovely,
Is it
but
removable now?
it is removable from what I understand. Yeah.
No, that's a interesting property.
Mm-hmm. Yes, in oh so many ways. Okay, Barbara.
Okay, yeah, thank you for dealing with that. The subdivision bylaw, we're working our way still through a template. I want to bring to your attention, some new, more teeth worthy items that the planning commission, the town planning commission is considering for that bylaw. And one would be a certificate of subdivision compliance. So the developer would pay for a civil engineer to determine that. And then there's two bonds, a performance bond for construction of roads or other public improvements. And that would be a fixed bond for about 3 years. And then there's a maintenance bond for 2 years after completion of what the developer said that they would do, and what it should look like and all that. So the planning commission is kind of leaning toward including all three of those in its draft. So just wanted to bring that to your attention and see if you had any initial thoughts about that.
The road, the public improvements bond, I mean, if we require that anyway with some highway work that's done, and any contractor that we hire to do public improvements, we require a bond as part of the process. So I would say that's not inconsistent, especially if the subdivider intends that the town is going to take over the road at the end. We certainly may want to do that. The certificate of completion is kind of what I think of it as. It's when something is done and all of the permits, everything is done according to what was permitted, and somebody signs off on that. I think that's, I'm used to seeing that more in, I think in zoning, but that's all right. I'm not offended by either, and I suspect anybody subdividing property would not be surprised by something like that. So I don't know. Other folks, what do you think?
Making people responsible for, what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's a little different than we've done in the past, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But we have run into issues with subdivisions and, one of the things that I would like to see, and I don't know how we do this, and we've run into this problem before, is that when roads are built in subdivisions, that the town be allowed to watch the construction, to see how the roads are built, with that thought process that eventually we may be taking this road over. One particular development, the developer was very adamant about, he didn't believe the town highway had any business on that private property. And then we ended up taking the road over.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
jurisdiction or whatever you call it.
So that would probably do it, a certificate of completion or compliance of subdivision.
You know, any road that the town is gonna be taking over has to be built to the state standards that we've adopted. And we need some verification, so, sometimes it's a little hard to do it, so if, you know, in that language, if that's solved that problem.
Okay.
You know, thinking of Windmere,
I am too.
you know.
And I think we had somebody at Grover Drive area.
Yeah, that was the first one.
Yeah,
That was the
Yeah.
first one, you know, we wanted to watch the road being built to make sure that we weren't just taking somebody's word for it, that we actually had some, and any, to me, any responsible contractor, builder or developer shouldn't shy away from this,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Cause what I have seen and, you know, between being here on the board and other times I've been in this room, people start off with, oh, no, this is gonna be a private road. And then after their homeowners association realizes that the upkeep is beyond, and these people are paying taxes, which would include fixing their road, plus they're paying homeowner fee, they usually opt out and they want the town to take over,
Yeah.
so. Anything to protect the town and, you know, and this isn't. I don't think it's super expensive, I don't know how it is, but I think it's worthwhile.
So anybody else want to weigh in on this? Give a little guidance to the planning commission as they're drafting the subdivision revisions? Okay. Well, you got some guidance there.
Yeah, thank you. And we're definitely thinking about folding in boundary line adjustments, which we do a lot of.
Yes.
Into this bylaw. So it's all in one place, so that we really specify what people need to do and what we're looking for, and because, you know, there has been a little confusion about that since, it's not in an ordinance per se right now, it's just a permit or an application for that matter.
Yeah, make it really simple because a bunch of lawyers have to deal with that on a fairly regular basis.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Also, the planning commission would like to go for a municipal planning grant for the next town plan. That plan expires November of 27. If we go for the next round of municipal planning grants, the timing would be pretty good. The application is due early November, and the period for the grant goes through 26 and I think into 27 a little bit, but mostly 2026. So there would be a 10% match, and a certificate of good standing from the town. So I don't know who's going to do the application, but that's another matter. But just wanted to get any input or any advice you have on that. Whether
Yes, please. I mean, I would, if we can get grant funds to defray the cost of municipal plans, it's a lot of work. And if we can get some expertise in to help with it, like the regional commission, that's fine with me. And we've got, budgeting time coming up, so you folks might want to include that in, you know, at least the match portion and in what you're looking for when we get to your part of the general budget.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah. Okay.
Mary?
Okay, all right. I think that's it then. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
All right, let's see, is Larry, no, he was, okay. Marcia Chioffi listers? Nope. Kari Clerk, town clerk.
Hi.
Kari.
Hi again.
Mhm.
So the only thing I was going to talk about tonight was the liquor licenses, and you've already covered that. So, unless you have any questions, I don't really have anything this time.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yeah, okay, then we'll let you off the hook. We are trying to set up to follow along, just to let the select board know. Kari had mentioned previously exploring the idea of having a payroll paying service. And Matt and I and Kari are trying to set up a time we can talk to ADT.
P.
Whatever.
I don't know, ADT is.
Is that the flagging people?
No,
right?
they're, I think that, isn't that?
They're security. I don't know. what
Security,
they
that's
are.
it.
All right.
We could talk to them too.
All right. And so we're working on getting a meeting with them, so we'll get you a little more information, but we're not there yet. Okay,
So if I understand this right, they specialize in doing this payroll stuff, right?
yes,
I'm trying to read the minutes over to,
yes,
you know. Yeah,
that's what in there, I guess they're. Yeah,
not a bad idea, I don't think.
okay. Okay, anything else for Kari? If not, thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thanks, Kari.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Is Mike Delehanty on? Okay. Joe DiNardo, Public Safety Building Clerk.
Okay, so first thing is Chris mentioned this, or Dave mentioned it, but I want to thank the firemen and Chris and his staff. My brother Nick got the flagpole up. It took a little coordination. Dave did the coordinating with Carreras to get the cement. And that got poured and everything was done. And then last Wednesday, my brother and I went down, and with some able-bodied firemen, we got the flagpole up. And then I think a day or so later, Dell and my brother Nicky went down and they got the cement poured. So it all came out. Look at a few videos and I said to the guys, this is pretty much just like putting up a ladder. You get 2 guys on the bottom to foot it and 3 guys to walk it up, and that's just exactly what they did. And it went pretty good. So I want to thank all of those participants in that. As far as the building goes, I do have some paperwork, or Kari and I have some paperwork, or somebody in me, with Division of Fire Safety about the actual cost of the building. And I have to see what, I was reading that over before I came to the meeting, and the estimated cost of the building was $5.125 million in that range. The actual cost is $5,417,030.33. So there's and I do believe we have to pay a little more to the state per thousand.
But you've backed out all of the fixtures.
Well, I'm going by what we put down in the initial application, and sticking with that format. This is the information that was provided to them through our architect.
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping that other number will satisfy them, but I may have to get a hold of Matt Jacobowski and just ask him what we're supposed to include. I'm not real sure on that, but that's about the last piece of the puzzle.
Okay.
Over there, everything else is pretty much done. There is that warranty work they're doing on the foyer. And there's a couple little things in the PD with the molding that around the corners where it stuck out straight. I don't know, exactly. So I got to get in touch with.
Okay.
They haven't been back to do the painting yet, have they, Ed? As far as you know. Yeah, I think last week.
Finished you up last week.
Yeah, I think Paul Gallo was there last week looking at it. And
There yesterday, back getting some applications and put painted today.
so you think they might have come in and done it?
It looked all done.
Okay.
Good.
All right. Well, good. So maybe, yeah, well, they come and go pretty quickly. So it wasn't a huge area. But I do want to follow up on the moldings to see if they did get in and try to vinyl molding go around the corner, and they just didn't stay glued.
Oh.
And they'll have to come back and fix, but that, like I say, it's all warranty stuff. So I think we're pretty good.
Speaking of the new building, cleaning services, where are we with that? We were going to explore that a little bit.
They do their own. The PD is the questionable part because, well, I don't believe.
Well, they're
but I don't, that's a lot. The fire station portion, it's like 50 some odd years we've always done. It's there, but there's a little, the PD portion with, there's, I think some rugs and different things and vacuuming and all that area. And if you put people in there, they've either, well, you may have to use your fingerprint machine or fill this form in. I'm not sure what you gotta do. But maybe for budget time, you might wanna, cause I don't
We were
think,
gonna check with the guy who does the courthouse,
right, cause I don't think you,
Sheriffs.
the sheriffs.
yeah. There's gotta be people out there doing it and they have to work either while you guys are there, which would not be a real big deal, but I don't know.
Yeah, so budget time.
Shouldn't be
we're
on
gonna
that.
have to add that in to somebody's budget somewhere, a cleaning service, so
Yeah,
that,
if it's
that's
specific
a
to
line
the,
that probably is not there now,
Well,
just to the police portion.
right, that being specific to the police, it probably would end up in their budget.
Yeah,
One thing and I was gonna bring this up when we talk about the town's, financial responsibility to the public safety building is that portion out back that, needs to be paved and, get it, I think would have to talk with Dave and he could get an estimate, but it's the stone out around the backyard. It's always been the intent that we would pave that. But it wasn't part of the original
this
building.
is the
construction.
impound area.
The impound area and that area that we took
Yeah,
control of and asked for all of these upgrades from what the original site
okay,
plan showed.
gotcha.
And that's on us. And we may either, I don't know if you put the paving in the highway budget, or you put the paving for that in the general budget for that. Chris, are you going to are they going to be able to do what you wanted to do in Center Rutland before cold weather, or is that going to be put off?
Oh, they asked me if they could do it in the spring and I said, that's fine.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I told them to rush it.
Well, yeah, in summer, I don't think when it's planned, there was a few other glitches in there, so we've got a couple of paving things but that's one that I wanted, and I was gonna ask Dave about it, but we can bring it up at another, because it won't get done until next year, but at budget time, we should be thinking about it. But pretty much that's it.
Okay. Any questions for Joe? Good, thank you very much, Joe. John Paul is not on. Bill Sweet, Town Administrator.
We're down to you, Bill. This is the longest meeting we've had in the last.
Just don't,
She jinxed it before we started.
you're not helping, but
It's all those
You just
people,
jinxed it again.
that talked
Well,
before we
well,
started.
Yeah, it's okay. Well,
yeah, I know.
we'll bring it home. That's fine. We'll
Okay.
get done.
Okay.
All right. On your desks, you had a couple things. One is our annual proposal from Stantec.
Yep.
Yep.
For the work at the landfill. It's the same as it's been. There it is.
Now they're down to once.
It's once a
they went through
year.
The
Yep.
re-permitting process, so
Yep.
we only have to test and report once.
So
a year.
there's an agreement and there is an original in the green folder. I think I put in the green folder there for you.
Yes.
One signature line
Yes,
and
Move
we
to
kind of just
approve it.
have to do it.
The Chair sign on behalf of the town.
all right.
Second.
Motion's been made and
There's
seconded
nothing
to
about- this isn't
approve
like we have a
the
choice.
Stantec proposal, which is $9,700. This is the monitoring of the landfill and the water they're in or they're under. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you. Also on your desk is a sewer allocation application from BMF Detailing. This is as a result of their 2024 usage. Took some time and some penalties to get them to get to this point, but we've got them to this point. They have paid for their allocation and they've paid the appropriate penalties. And they're asking to be brought up to their usage for last year. So for a total of 144 gallons a day. I'm sorry, a total of 444 a day, an increase of 144.
Okay, this is one we approve, but we don't sign.
Yeah, it's just a
Okay.
procedural.
This is for BMF Detailing. 72 US Route 7 South increase in water, sewer allocation.
Move to approve.
Motion's been made to approve, seconded, discussion. If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Okay.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Take care of that with them. And then in your packet, you have a copy of the public meeting notice for our shared use path general public meeting. So that's scheduled for October 15th, week from tomorrow, 6 o'clock here or by Zoom. Either is fine. We'll have their conceptual plans presented, and then some questions if people have them. But hopefully we'll have some
Input.
better attendance this one we did the last one, but
Hmm.
there it is.
Okay.
You have taken care of the quote from Royal Group. Oh, we got a message from the library.
Oh, yes. Okay.
We had just suggested a new candidate. They did accept Fern Fryer is
Fern
on
Fryer,
there.
She's on.
She's on, and Joe Bertoloni has stepped off the board for the library. So they're looking for again a town representative. They said they have a candidate, but they're not reached out to them, but didn't give any more information than that.
I
so-
did,
okay.
and yeah, I'm trying to. And the name suggested was Marissa Neary. I don't happen. She was formerly Marissa Kiefaber.
Stefan's wife.
Oh, okay.
They just moved into town.
And then I also heard from Bill Wiles, retired professor, I think of English, Castleton University, who lives in town. He's interested. What's your
Well, that's good.
pleasure?
So-
Would be great.
Yeah.
Either one of them would be great.
Okay. So, maybe I'll just get, if that's okay with you
Marissa.
folks, I'll get back in touch with,
Marissa
wants it
nominated
all?
herself, or did somebody else?
I don't know. It wasn't, I think it came from somebody on the board, the library board currently, who suggested her. And then I happened to mention it, in a group I was in, and Bill Wiles said, hey, I'd be interested. Okay. Or it's kind of their decision with our input. That's how they've done it. I mean, they're a self-perpetuating board in a way. But I always think it's wise for them to check in with us.
They've already got Marissa's name. We could just pass on bills and
Yeah.
let them decide.
Yeah. Okay. Goes home with me.
Okay. Next thing, something we've talked about over a few different times, the software license costs.
Mhm.
This, what you see now, has not been sent yet because the two things on the bottom, there's another round. They're about the licensor are about to renew. So this has not been sent yet. But the original totals at the top have been to no avail. So I know we've talked about this back and forth, but this is about to go out because the licenses are going to renew again here next week. So that's pending
Okay.
that.
So is there any reason, so this is the situation where there's one for the delinquent tax collector and one that was there like the rest of us.
Yes, an individual one,
And I-
yes.
And I don't believe there's any reason for two email addresses.
Mm-mm.
One only has a delinquent because the other ones are more for, well, us board members and other, mentioned. So I don't believe one of them should be curtailed. And the one for the, delinquent tax collector should be paid. And based on our advice from our council, we are perfectly legitimate in asking for this. And at some point, this, we keep doing it, but I think one should be eliminated, which I know the last 2 years we will eat those costs because we'll never get them.
Mhm.
And then the one for the, I don't know what happens if we just don't pay the other one. Are we obligated to pay it?
we can cancel it. But it takes a little bit of a process, but that's not,
Well, I think the one that was being used while he was on the select board,
Mhm.
which is the same as all of us have,
right,
that one should be terminated. That one is no longer viable and there's no reason for that. The other one is in line with his duties.
sure,
And I believe, like I said, based on what we have had from information from town council, he is responsible for those costs and, if we don't pay it, I don't know if he'll be able to do his job or he will, and I don't know how you'd force the issue because this is just stubborn meeting stubborn here.
Mhm.
But I would,
Summary.
Yep.
Okay.
um,
Do you have the guidance you need?
I think so.
Okay.
I would terminate one and the other one, like, and the board needs to understand that once we terminate that other one, that there's no need for, we will not be ever be reimbursed for it.
Oh, I understand.
We haven't been now, so we haven't really not out. I mean, we're paying it.
But if that is ended now,
We
we
won't be paying
avoid
the renewal.
be a renewal charge on it.
Mhm.
There won't be, right?
Right.
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 And,
Okay.
and I would say we don't renew it.
Okay.
Okay.
You okay?
That's
Okay.
all right. I'll take care of that.
That's what we should.
And
do.
then the last is the ethics training summary. So the training summary was the trainings were due September 25th. And lots got them done. There were a few that did not. So those are the ones on the bottom there. So the guidance for how to handle that refers the body back to its personnel policy. That's their guidance, is if it's not done, refers
There's
back.
something in the personnel policy about complying with all Vermont statutes, I
Mhm.
think.
Yes.
But of course, it only relates to everyone but elected officials.
Right.
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 And every one of those pretty much are elected officials.
All except for actually one. Well, yeah, I guess no, actually all of them are
Yeah.
in one way or another. Yeah.
So, I mean, I would just say, the rest of us managed to do it.
No.
The rest of us managed to. It wasn't that hard and it didn't kill us. And
It's not hard,
second,
it's boring.
Have yourself a beverage.
But so what happens if you do it after that's, I
Oh,
mean,
it just I just put down that it's completed and the day it's completed. Like there's no real
penalty.
penalty. It's just if there is a complaint for some reason
And you haven't done
and you
it.
haven't done it, then it doesn't look as, it looks less favorable than if we've all done it. So it's just
let me add one more thing, and that is, we are town officials, we are expecting people to abide by rules and regulations of the town, and we're often out there trying to enforce them.
Right.
We need to
That's the
go
example,
in
right,
with,
Mary?
we need to comply with our, with state law on it. So that's my summary.
so I will send out another reminder,
Okay, thank you.
and everybody that gets the email is getting a reminder.
Okay, very good.
Got to read the email. That is, no, two things. We are closed Monday for holiday.
Oh, I
Don't come
forgot.
looking for us.
All right.
November 4th is an election day. It's also a board meeting day. Are we doing anything?
Wait, what election?
Well, it's listed, it's done as election day, but we're not having one,
We're
but I'm
not,
just
no.
making sure because it was on the calendar. So no, I know we're not having one, but
Oh, I
we are
know,
having-
and there's, the city's voting. When is the city voting
Today.
on their bond?
Passed, I
Oh,
just checked.
Did it? Okay.
that's good.
All right.
No,
good.
I know we aren't having election that
already
day,
voted
but
on it?
it was
Good
on
for
there, so I
them.
just wanted to double check. So
Well, I was worried that people would show up like here today to
Yeah.
vote, and no, apparently that didn't.
we did not have any,
happen.
we did not have any Rowe
Overwhelming
voters.
Approval,
Overwhelming approval.
1,190 to 213.
Wow.
Wow.
Good for
Which,
them.
when you look at that, 1,200 people go out and vote on that kind of money.
Yeah.
1,500.
Huh?
1,500.
1,500 out of how many?
A lot.
A lot.
A lot
I mean,
more than that.
they must have 16, 17,000 registered voters.
Oh, no.
15?
They've only got 15,000 people
Residents.
total.
Well, they used to have 20,000, so a lot of them moved away. But still, the percentage is scary.
Yeah. However, well, congratulations to the city. I know
That's
they're
good.
working very hard on them. They did work very hard on this, so good
Okay, so November 4th also, I just want to make sure there
I
was
know,
gonna be
it's
no
nothing.
conflict with that.
We'll show up.
for us.
Excellent. That is everything I have.
Okay. A couple,
This disaster thing, Mary.
oh, this
Disaster
is
debris plan.
disaster debris plan.
Anything we need? to worry about?
And I don't believe we have to act upon it. It's just something that, is this, did you leave this or did Dell or?
Sharon left it.
Sharon left
Dell
it.
got it to Sharon. Sharon brought it here. So it comes down from the state through SWAC to
Okay.
us. It's essentially planning what to do for the facility and other things in the event of a disaster. It's an excellent thing for the committee to talk about.
Okay, so
thank
there,
you.
there
You're
is a
We were gonna
transfer
make a
station
meeting, but
committee.
my cohort left. So
Okay,
we'll set up a meeting, but
all right, very good.
the last time we had one of these really big disasters, highway handled it pretty well.
Yeah.
In April
It's
of
just,
07.
it's just knowing what to do with the debris and it's just, yeah, it's just a continuity plan.
Some goes here and some goes
Right.
there and goes somewhere.
So brief email exchange yesterday and today with John Paul Fignan about may he borrow Bill to see what's going on with his wiring for in his truck for the lights for his, right?
Now,
So,
should I bill JP for that time or?
well, if he's got an equipment line.
Does.
Okay, I think you might want to consider that. And I did say, Bill, Bill's going to take a quick look and see if it's something that's fixable. And I asked Bill if he had the time to do this.
And,
So-
and after I got done laughing, I said, well, later.
Okay, so I did tell JP that, that you're gonna do a quick check-in and see, and he'll get the truck to you, or that's what and
Somewhere or another.
see if he can fix it. Something interesting came down and I circulated this. Kevin Brown, Town Council, advised that two things. One is the local option tax. We are getting a bump up on that. It used to be 70% of the proceeds comes to the town, and that is now up to 75% effective October 1st. Brian Collmore told
Right.
me this was coming, so we're gonna get a little more.
So I did some reverse calculations.
Okay,
Well, we've been receiving about 101.5 million. So if I did it back and this will amount to about 100,000, that 5% is about 100,000 a year
okay,
more, which
to
is
know.
pretty good. You
Good.
know, when I started reading that from
Yeah,
Kevin,
yeah.
my first thought was, well, now they're going to take another 5 or 10. I didn't think they were going to give it back. That, because the state never works this way.
Yeah, no, but I think this was a legislative thing.
Right, but
Yeah.
the state doesn't work this way,
No,
Mary.
no, it
They
does
never
not.
say we'll take less.
And they
It's
also don't tell
more.
us where it comes from. They just give us the money. So we don't know who's actually withholding the money at the cash register.
Yeah,
They
most of
still
us
do
that
cash registers.
patronize business in town, I look at my slips.
I do.
And
I do.
see if they.
And I did, and I complained
7%.
about one
Yeah,
and Bill
we-
tracked down.
We've
so-
done a couple of them. yeah.
When we bought something for 41 at, Tractor Supply, I think I bought it.
Mhm.
And then the town reimbursed me. And they were charging 6%. And I remember going to the board and I said, you gotta follow up on this. And their argument at the time was they were in Clarendon. And I said, no, you might have a Clarendon mailing address, but.
Yeah, that causes.
You know
I
where
can't-
you pay your taxes.
Yeah,
Can't
come
tell you,
on.
says
but
town of
they,
Rutland.
yeah, oh, I know, that
We got
causes,
but they were one.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then number 2 on here, on this little note from Kevin, this is about budget surpluses. As you know, other than the highway at the end of the fiscal year, highway gets to keep any excess they have. We roll the excess out of individual departments, which would be fire, police, and others, rec, and we put it into our capital fund. And we did that because we got approval from the voters.
Right.
That's when we discovered that huge surplus a number of years ago, and we had to do something with it. So, and then we said, if this happens in the future, it's going to roll over, it's going to go into a capital fund. Now, the legislature has said, something called 24 VSA 1585 unassigned fund balances. Budget surpluses may now be expended for any public purpose as established by the select board.
Which basically is our capital improvement.
Well, it is, and however, if we wanted to go to, and I think what we would have to do is go to the voters and say, forget about that. We want to be able to, designate what we do with any surpluses.
I think we got a good system.
I think the system's very good. And I would just say, I wanted to call it to everybody's attention. Any surpluses now get swept. And if we do nothing, which we don't have to do anything,
And that
they
way we
continue
can,
to be swept into the capital.
because prior to you guys establishing that in 2014 or whenever we did it, the surplus, the monies left over in the budgets always went to reduce taxes for the next year. That's what they did with it.
Okay.
That money it didn't go to any specific budget. It just went into the pool and then it was taken out of that, I believe that's how it was done. But the system we have works pretty good. And the other thing is that capital improvement fund allows us to manage the 1% money in a way that we don't lose it.
That's right.
And I think that was the big thing that worked out good. But I don't know, I think the town has actually adopted some pretty good measures. I know I've heard a little grief about we don't manage the 1% money well, and we don't do this well. But anytime that we buy something or pay for something and we don't borrow money,
Mhm.
we're saving the taxpayers money because we're not paying interest.
That's right.
That money we put into the public safety building
Mhm.
from the capital improvement fund saved a huge amount of
did.
interest
It did.
that the voters don't have to, and that ends up being a savings. Anytime you don't have to pay interest, you're saving people money. So hopefully they're aware of the fact that we're doing that.
So, and then the only other thing I had was the neighbor who sent the picture of the Gleason Road property.
Yep.
To me, I sent it on to Mike Delehanty and reminded him we were gonna have him look into the public nuisance ordinance.
So when this plaza down here and those buildings were removed, did we initiate that and then bill the owner? Or did they do it on their own?
Which
The Flory Plaza. Remember all the dilapidated buildings? There was the old snack bar, there was that other little garage, there were several things there, and those all disappeared. And I don't remember what the town, because I believe in that.
I think that was before my time.
No, it wasn't, because you were sitting here next to me when we were talking about it, huh?
I tried.
And I've been here 10 years, so, and you've been here like 12 and a half or 13. So,
Was it?
so I think we need to talk to JP because,
Okay.
good night all, thank you.
Good night. Thank you.
JP initiated that, but I think there is something in there. And one of the things is if the town expends the money to have
Yes,
the
we get
building
it
out, we
back.
may or may not recoup that money.
It becomes a lien on the property and we can recapture it.
Right, but I think this is our next step.
He did the same thing and he has a nice template for it for the Perkins Road property that was such a
Right.
nuisance.
Right. So
And he was able to get that cleaned up to a great extent.
Yeah, I mean, I do believe that whatever that, I think it's actually an ordinance that we passed for dilapidated delinquent buildings. I don't
The-
know.
We did.
But whatever that is,
Public nuisance.
public
nuisance.
nuisance, whatever, there might be, we need to read that because I do believe there's a provision in there where we could take that building down.
I think you're right. And I reminded Mike Delehanty that JP did one on Perkins Lane a few
Right,
years
so the
back.
two of them need to
It
get
was
together and talk,
effective. So.
because he did it as health officer, I believe.
I think he did.
Yep,
I think you're right.
and so
Okay.
that building does present a health hazard.
Okay. So, that's it for
That's
Bill,
it.
unless you have questions.
Nope, I'm good.
The select board project list is up there. I know I should pay more attention to it, but we're getting there. Committee meeting reports we've already done. Is there anything else?
Move to adjourn.
Motion's been made and seconded to adjourn. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, everybody.